Yeah, I don't see anything.
Does
I
everyone
don't think.
else's health auras look huge?
Yeah, isn't that funny? I don't know what happened there.
Oh,
When
yeah,
they
it's
probably
the
get moved or
circles around
something.
us.
A lot of copying and pasting of these tokens at different sizes on different maps have done something fun. But since we're leaving here as soon as I can get our act together, I'm not real motivated to fix anything too much. And then I need a Mal. And you, I know, were out in front. I don't know who was with you, though. Because that's how you chatted with the lady. She was telling you that don't go in there, it's a murder place.
Yeah, I was with Mal, but I believe we
Okay.
had walked back in.
Yeah, that's because he was standing in the bubble and opening the gates
All right, well, let's put you up there too then.
the trap doors.
There we go. Everybody good?
Still loading in.
Oh, it's all right. Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm focusing on rebuilding or updating Saltmarsh in the other game on the Foundry, and then also the rest of the Ghosts of Saltmarsh one. So when we do our 9th level adventure, it's called Tamaro's Fate. That will go over to Foundry. So once we get done with Dirk Creek.
Nice.
Now, Odo, I'm trying to figure out. I had an idea how to do it, but now we're getting further and further away that it starts looking really weird of why he's not here.
All right, my screen's good to go. I'm gonna load it up now.
So I'm picturing that I could do it for Odo is that one of Auntie's, the hag's little familiars, fairy creatures, decided to play with him and cast an illusion so he would go onto the wrong gate and teleported somewhere else.
Oh.
You could always Adventure League style it, where people just disappear and come back at
Yeah, we just
random
don't address it.
intervals.
We just don't address
Yes.
it.
Who are you talking about?
I'm trying to see if I change these down to 1 again, if it'll... Whatever. I don't want to fight with it. We'll do one more ordinance. It's weird looking, this giant donut around everybody. Okay. So we're up in the hotel room at this point. Have just found these little murder chutes that are on either side of the bed with little tripwires that go off. Mal has done something so they won't pop open on anybody if they walk over them.
The ones in this room, anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows what else is where?
Gordon looks around and says, why don't we go check out the tower and see if Mal's girlfriend can put us up for the night? This is beyond nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
And he very gingerly walks over to the window, looks out of it, and I still haven't used my Misty Step for the day. So instead of walking through this fucking death building, he's just gonna
Leave everybody behind.
Misty Step out onto the street.
Make a tinker tool on your way out the door. A tinker tool skill based off of intelligence.
Let me find it.
Or on the left middle. I just saw it on your character sheet.
Intelligence?
Yeah, I think when you click the actual proficiency, it'll prompt you to ask you what one to use.
Yeah, correct. It just
Perfect.
Sure.
So on the way out, you don't know how it works, but you definitely recognize the workmanship of gnome tinkerers as you're going out and you're opening the window. You're like, the window shutters, the actual gears have definitely been made by gnomes. These are way too complex. And this wall's also on a gear, and that wall looks like it moves. And you're seeing that the whole place looks like maybe it can be reconfigured, the room sizes and shapes and so forth, as you're heading out.
I noticed that before I...
Yeah, because it's right there on that windowsill.
And he'll comment aloud on that, say, this building here is no craftsmanship. I'd recognize it anywhere. And it looks like it can be shifted, like everything can move. I don't know. It's weird. Either way, I wouldn't suggest staying in here.
As you disappear from the window.
Yep. Blip down the street.
Mal runs over. Gears? What? Where? He'll take a look at the window.
You can make a perception. I just gave it to him since he had the actual background of.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. But you do notice, without even having to make a roll with your high perception skills, that yes, these gears, everything has been over-engineered. And you get from your thief skills, you're getting an idea that parts of this looks more like the workings of either a clockwork or a trap or something.
It's like this whole house is a clockwork mechanism. I wonder. That would be kind of cool, but I don't know if I want to be in here and find out what's going on. Maybe we can watch it from the outside. Hey, Orden, how's it out there?
A lot better than there.
You'll hop down to the.
Good luck walking to the entrance.
You're on the you're on the 3rd floor right now as you're hopping out that window.
Is this awning 2 floors down then?
No, because there's a patio underneath that awning on the 2nd floor.
Okay. Well, he'll try and climb down. I mean, he'll use his cloak and scramble down the side of the wall.
Okay. I'll just move you onto this one for right now. 1 floor down.
Perfect.
Okay. So, Orden, yeah, you see Mal scampering down the side.
He'll look in this one and see if he can see the same kind of clockwork mechanisms and stuff.
Well, from where you're at, you would have to go inside the building at that point, but there is a door there ahead of you and stuff, but nothing here on this patio.
Okay, cool. And he'll just continue down until he gets to the bottom.
Sophia, why are we climbing out the windows?
As he's watching everybody go out the window.
Orden thinks it's dangerous.
Why does he... Dangerous how? I mean, more than falling off of the roof?
We just found 3 murder holes in this room.
But they're in every room in here. This is the murder place, right?
Correct. Which
Orden's
is why I
outside,
don't want to
though.
walk through the building.
I'll catch
That's-
you.
But he's not here to ask questions to. All you're doing is standing here talking to Thorin, and so the 2 fighters and you are standing around staring at each other going, where'd everybody go?
But they don't... they obviously murder people in secret. They don't just kill them in the halls.
So what are you 3 going to do? Oh, of course, the dome falls down once Orden leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zero just
the staircase is not working for me.
Zero just walk out the normal way.
Okay.
Staircase don't work.
Mal's
Jordan's
still-
jumping.
Just gonna stand at the front door watching. Make sure they come down.
Arden will beckon you over and go, may as well knock on the door.
Oh, that's right. We're going to the tower. He'll head off and run to the tower.
Ask her real nice like.
I have no idea if any of these things work now. So there's
The
people
red
around.
stairs does not.
So leaving the map to the big city map, you're still on it.
Yes,
Okay.
still on the map.
I think this is one of those things, if anybody wanted to do this on their own, don't, because it's you have to have the exact same tokens on every map, which when I have 20 maps means before we begin, I have to go through and copy everybody's tokens and put them on the GA letter on every single map.
Oh God.
And then make sure that none of the old ones are still there from the last time. Because if the character tokens would ever change. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, we're not doing this too long, though. So big deal. All right, let me just get off to the other map. So back in the room then, you guys are all heading out, same as, who's left up there? Rakir.
You're muted, Rakir, if you don't know.
I'm going to unmute him and go. So, no, I don't want to do that. Might have something going on.
We might not want to hear what he's doing.
Exactly. Oh, look, there's a family fight going on. How lovely. Okay, well, we'll say he goes with you. I'm going to be kind and not catch anybody with, oh, you got left behind, because that's what this place looks for, and she told you all not to be left alone. So as you head on out, and a few people give you stares as you buck out. Who's got the body still? Just dragging along the
Is it
barrel.
Rakir?
You still got him. Okay.
Yeah, that's Rakir's job now, forever.
The body carrier. He's like our caddy, but with fucking bodies.
Nice. Yeah, we're the good guys.
Hey, I mean, we could have just up and murdered him, but he's more valuable this way. So, okay, maybe we're not the good guys, but
We're the okay guys.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I'll settle for being neutral.
There you go. The heroes they deserve.
Better than bad guys.
Yeah, in a town full of crooks, we are the good guys.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, you probably are.
No, not in real life.
No, I mean you probably are the good guys in this town.
Oh,
Hey, it's a drinking game.
I would probably go far as to say we might be the best guys in this town.
Yeah.
It's a very low bar.
Indeed. So, what will we be doing? And Nisir will look over at Thorn and Rakir.
I mean, we're fighting shelter for the night, but if my half of my company is in town, I would like to seek them out.
I see. What are your intentions?
See what the fuck happened. I have no idea why they would murder half the other. We were all pretty fucking close.
Wait. Sorry, out of character. I thought these dudes were actually in Lielon.
So they were. There's a couple of them here. So there's a few of them. Yeah, I don't think the whole half group is here, but half the group murdered the other half in Leyland, and then some of them are now here in town.
Okay,
So
okay.
Thorn is more like wanting to find like what the fuck, why would they even murder half? Like we are all pretty a close knit group, so why would they do that?
All right, I see then. Would you like us to back you up when you go to this meeting, just in case?
Of course. It'd be an honor to have all you there.
All right. I do not have any further business in this town in particular. Although I would like to actually, I would like to go to the crack house actually, before we leave. But beyond
see
that,
you.
Crack?
You got something to tell us?
I've got
Yes.
rapture weed.
yes. Actually, there is a secret room down in the basement of the crack house that I would actually like to go see because that was where Raznar was doing his summoning ritual, and there may be some interesting things down there. Some magical things. He says, looking at Orden, perhaps a little bit of loot. He says, looking at looking at Mal.
Mm-hmm.
There may even be. We did even find there's a very large gnoll chained up there. I'm curious about why he is there.
Well, that sounds interesting. Hey, do we need to keep Lord Fancy Pants around, or do you think we could, see if Heather wants him?
Are you? Well, we have the thing, and the thing is only as good as he is alive. So, I think perhaps he could be a bargaining tool at some point.
Oh, is he still kicking? He flicks his
Yes.
Oh yes,
forehead. Oh, okay.
yes, I'm sure he has survived that.
All right.
again-
Well, I won't mention it then.
Again, the thing is only half as valuable if he is dead. So, I would prefer if he stays alive and continues to be useful and profitable to us. Since he's caused us so much trouble, I do not wish him to let. Actually, I guess that is a bad point. Killing him would probably put his it would probably be a bit worse for him, but less good for us.
Understood. I wasn't sure.
Indeed,
dead, carried around unconscious by our buddy. I'm good with either.
yes. He is a bit of a burden. I would like actually, perhaps this would be the place to find someone who would like to take him off of us. Because
If you let him go, you know as well as I do, he's going to put all of his resources toward.
In terms
Everything.
of traveling, they said they would give us mounts and a cart or a wagon of some kind, so it won't be that hard to carry around on the road.
Indeed, is just one more thing to take care of. And looking back at ordinances, the presumption is we would sell him along with the thing to whoever could control him, and then once they had control of him, then he would be doing their bidding. So I do not think he will ever have his free reign again.
I'm not giving that thing away. Are you kidding me?
No.
I mean, we can talk about it, but oh, James, I think you just moved me into. You just moved me
did
on
it work?
the map, bud.
Guinea pig.
I didn't move it. I think James moved it to see what was under me and moved me back.
It worked.
And I don't think I have a token on this map.
All right, so it worked going into the building, but it's not working going out of the building.
Nope.
Oh,
I got
never
out.
mind. I think it just worked, unless that was James.
You are muted, James.
That would
Oh.
help. That's because I'm eating red vines.
Oh,
The best.
And we're also
I
very
know.
larger than life too.
Oh, where's Mal? He wasn't of all those people I pasted back in. He wasn't any of them. God
All right.
damn it.
I'll
All
put
right.
on my best outfit so you can see me better.
Gordon stretches and says and yawns and says, "Well, whatever we're gonna do, I say we get some shut eye first."
I see. Well then, if we do not wish to give away the whole package, then I think then ultimately then he is useless to us. So nobody will buy him unless we wish to attempt to ransom him back to his relatives, and I doubt they would actually take him.
Mal, can you test that door for me again? Since you're in a different token I dragged out, I want to see if it works. Or
It works.
took you away. Let's see if you can come back.
All right. Nope. Can't come back.
Oh, funny.
It's a one-way trick. Ticket.
I think it worked for me.
Yeah, I just dragged a new one out for him, and I was curious if that was going to cause a problem. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Go
I
back.
picked it up and dropped it on it instead of
Oh.
moving over it.
Okay. Well,
Huh.
whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's a hack.
Nice.
All right,
Well,
so
He'll go. Is Heather hanging outside or is she up in the tower?
you don't see anybody at this point. You just see the tower, which has no doors on it, and the slight glowing green light that comes out between the cracks.
Heather!
Eventually, a door opens up that wasn't there, and she steps out.
You were right. That place is just loaded with special little features to get people.
Yeah, she chuckles. That's yes, to get people.
Yeah. He laughs too. Again. So I was wondering, do you think that maybe we could crash into your basement or lower level or something just for the night?
He looks around and squints at all. Lower level. You all can take the lower level. It's not as big as it looks. There's only 2 floors, but if you are more than welcome to take the bottom floor.
Thank you.
You won't be able to come upstairs though. Well, most of you.
He gives her a wink. So guys, are we crashing or I'm gonna go upstairs. Unless
I see no reason not to.
we can go get some crack tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
I will say that
door
the
goes on in.
Okay,
I will-
I leave a map for that place.
I will say that there were several casters in there besides the our guest here. So if we do go in there tomorrow, then there's a good chance that they may have all disappeared. They may have already be gone already, frankly, with all of the goods. But you never know.
Well, if we're on a time limit, we can go tonight. I just, if we end up running into something, I will need not a ton of help.
I
Out
would
of character, I saved a counter spell, so I have a 3rd level slot in my first levels, but that's it.
My presumption would be that these were all hired by him to do a job. So I do not think even if they were there, we'd necessarily need to fight them. But
Why not just send a wheelie down there while we sleep?
no, actually, why not? And I will actually send I send William T. Wisp down there now, just to scout and see if they're there. I don't need you to drag them down there. Just are they all the casters and the knoll still there?
The knoll's still there. The casters are not. The place
Right.
looks empty. There's some weird deformed guy who's cleaning the place up.
All right, was the place emptied of any of the books and paraphernalia that I saw last time?
Just emptied of people. And that knoll's still there on the side, except for now there is a half-devoured woman in front of him. And
All
he's
right.
sort of sitting there, just resting.
All right, Nasir will slowly open his eyes. I believe this can wait until the morning. I believe, and I actually think we should discuss this with our cousin before we go down there. This perhaps could be something of his. I would not wish to break this up without permission.
Those are on the map layer. No wonder I can't get them. Something going on next door. in the game world.
Oh no, the mob's here.
Yeah, there's something going on next door.
Oh,
Somebody was
like
just upset with something.
like for real, or
No, it's just soundtrack stuff going on
oh,
in
okay.
the background.
So,
All right, well, if they're gonna set up the bubble, Mal's gonna head upstairs.
So yeah, the place, as you step in, you can tell that it's a conjured building. That there is like no seams. There's this missing things that would show that it's actually been created. It's more of a just wished into place. The building has absolutely nothing in the bottom floor. It's like almost an empty place with no furniture, not even a door or anything at all. As you step into the room, there's a thin staircase that's only about 2 feet wide that wraps around the outside of the inside of wall, going on up, wraps around twice before it gets to the next floor, and then disappears up into a little door there. And it is not a trap door, but more of a regular door that it goes up into. And then we just and that's about it.
Gordon, we'll put up a tiny hut and we'll talk to Nasir. Homie's still unconscious, right?
Yes.
We're punching him every half hour on the half hour.
Dong, whack.
And sometimes does every 15 minutes just for fun. He doesn't do much damage anyway. We'll talk to Nasir and say, so I must agree it's not prudent to drag this waste of space around with us, and I'd hate to not get some value out of it at this point. So I'm just I will go on record and say I have zero doubts that this will come back to haunt us if we let him go with the trinket to someone else. He's got too many resources for it not to. He'll bribe him, find a way to get his ass out of the sling, and then he's going to devote all of those resources toward killing us. Me specifically.
Well, I will give you this. That is, it's that he does seem to have a particular hatred for you. So, since that is the case, and Nasir will basically pull out a knife and slide across the floor to him, then it is your choice. But I will say that basically that if you do not think he can be trusted, even if you put him under the guise of someone more powerful who controls his soul, then he can simply not be allowed to live free, and therefore he must die.
Well, I've tried to kill him so many times you guys wouldn't let me. Now I feel like it was more murder than pragmatic.
I mean, it will be murdered, but it will be pragmatic. It is true. I do not think he will let this go. So the only way that I could feel safe let him out of my sight would be either dead, and even then I'd be reticent, or in the control of someone more powerful, who would keep him under their thumb. But I think the only way to ensure they will be under his thumb is to give away the cube. So it must be him and the cube, or his death.
Why don't we just sell him into slavery? As a man.
Because as you say, he will have resources. He could possibly get free. He could possibly
but as long
bribe
as I
his way
still
out.
have the trinket, then we've got a hold over him.
But you do not know how to use it yet, so we do not actually have any kind of hold. What this
Yet being the
yes,
key word.
shrugs. If you wish to take that risk, then we can do it that way. But I feel that would be not getting a good return on what we could be getting from it, unless the cube is even more powerful than you suspect.
I don't know. What are they getting for a hale and hearty middle-aged man in the slaver's tents?
Are you comfortable with putting him into slavery instead of killing him?
Sounds like a mercy to me.
I can. Monsieur just closes his mouth for that one.
He was involved in slavery himself. Keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, that's how it made his fortune. That's why Orden gives no fucks.
Am I like listening in on this? Can I weigh in on this conversation?
Please, I was waiting to see if I was going to ask you and Thorn what you want to do.
I assume we're all in the bubble.
Yes, well, if he was a slaver, then his contacts would probably be more willing to let him free in the slaving world than and to keep him in slavery. He's much more valuable as someone who gathers more slaves than as one man who would do labor.
Nasir will look over at Rukir. He is actually a very wealthy noble. If anyone recognizes who he is or he convinces them of who he is, he could easily buy himself out of slavery. What we will get for him as just a pure slave, he could quadruple, quintuple, 10 times that amount to free him and pay it easily. So I do not think he would remain a slave too long if someone recognized who he is.
I don't
Go on.
argue with any of that, but as
Go on,
long
speak
as I
up.
have the trinket, I'm willing to take that risk.
I would also prefer not to sell him into slavery or kill him.
Thorin was going to say something as well. I heard he was saying something.
Yeah, Dorn just said, well, we could give him back to Waterdeep. I mean, they were tired of his shit, kicked him out, giving their soul to them. He might have a way to control him. But they could release him and easily just take him back in.
The problem is presumably they have laws laws for such things. We have to bring him to Waterdeep and convince them he as a noble had committed a crime that would be deserving of life imprisonment. Yes. Do we have that information? Do we know that it is for sure?
We know it's for sure, but it'd be hard to prove. I see your point there.
Well, there are many witnesses. There's none that I can think of that would hold any sway over the courts.
Not the noble courts. Remember, the nobility would play by a different game than we do. They're
Yes.
much less inclined to basically put their own in prison forever unless they be judged the same way. Remember, his family was accused of slavery before, and that he was simply outlawed, and he must have done something to get himself back into their favor. So obviously, they don't particularly care about slavers. If they did, he would not have been back in power. So it is a sticky situation. Do we risk him coming at us again? Because if he once he gets access to his money again, we survived that last demon. We may not survive the demon afterwards. And he says, looking particularly at the people who actually got ripped to shit by one round of fighting with that demon. If we hadn't had that bubble up, probably would have gone much worse, or with Heather's help to banish it.
Thorn's just gonna be looking around. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, there's a lot of cursed armors and such here in this city, right? Or perhaps we could get something that he would not be able to take off, that could alter his appearance.
Perhaps if you know something, then we could use that. But again, there's always magics to basically prove his claim.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everybody. We do need to get rid of him. Whether we kill him or get away, I have no qualms with either. The shit we've been through with this man, he deserves what comes to him, too.
Yes. Whatever we choose, ultimately, my only vote is that I do not wish to have to fight him or his demons again. We have too much other things at stake to risk having him basically foil those plans. And those plans are important to more than just us. Other people are counting on us to succeed.
Who do you propose would trade a significant sum for him and the trinket? All of the same things we've been talking about would still hold true with the trinket, except we would no longer have an insurance policy.
Well, I would look at it like this. If we sold it to somebody who, well, how do I say? If we gave Rosnar to somebody who also had the trinket, if you were worried about him, bargaining his way out of their, property or something, they would have no reason to, because they could fully control the trinket. So as long as we gave it away to someone who could control the trinket, there should be no issues.
And you know such a person?
I do not know such a person, no.
Orden looks at Nasir.
Let us see. I suspect that Clowie might have some ability to do so. I suspect if we can locate the other ancient dragon, they would either be able to, or they would know somebody who would. More importantly, we can also basically do some research at the academy that you like to find somebody. We could also basically ask our friendly Drow who seem to be at least neutral to us, if they would be interested in purchasing him or if they know anyone. We do have options.
You talk about a lot of potential options, but all of these require him to stay with us until we can make it back to Saltmarsh, which I don't believe is our next intended stop. My thought was you meant we were going to do that with him here.
Mm-hmm. We'll find what information we can, attempt to find a bidder here, and if not, we'll simply hold on to him.
Not saying I'm opposed, but it's going to take a whole lot to get me to relinquish that trinket.
So what exactly do you think it can do? I'm not familiar with these magical things. What power do you expect to get from it once you unravel
held
it?
over his head.
I mean, that...
Well, if we were to ask about it, we are currently in the tower of a fairly powerful and knowledgeable spellcaster. Perhaps we could ask?
Yeah. I guess I'm just asking for specifics, and you say it hold over to him. I assume that means you can do something to... Can you destroy his soul? Can you cause him pain through the trinket? How does that work, do you think?
Considering you just told me a second ago I don't know how it works, why are you asking me now questions you know I don't have the answers to yet?
I'm assuming... Well, you know what it was. I thought you said you did not know how to actually activate it or work it. I thought you had an idea of what it can do, because you told us what kind of item it was. Is that not true? My apologies.
It contains his soul, as far as I know, unless James tells me differently. That is all the information I have.
I think the only add I would add is I think there was a mention in there that it could be used to control him. Maybe that was
right.
That might have been the butler that said that. I can't remember exactly where that came from, but I do remember that was said.
So at the very least, if we went back to Saltmarsh, he would have information. Assuming he's still there, and we have every reason to believe he is.
Nisir sort of just leans back at that and says, I would be careful with that if I were you.
And Rob, I've been sending whisper notes to you since you're not in the room. I don't know if you've been noticing them.
Oh. No, I have not.
That's all right.
I've just been listening. I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
He joins her.
Okay. So, do you guys want to call it a night or get some rest? Get your long rest in and move on, or what do you want to do?
Thor's okay with that. Thor's gonna give Ralsnar one last punch and go to sleep.
Okay.
Or no, give him a swift kick before he goes to bed too.
Everybody gives him a little kick on the way out.
Still a pain in our ass, even when you're in our possession. Son of a bitch.
Nasir will take the first watch then, because we're still going to have to keep watches in order to basically keep punching Raznar.
Yeah, I'd vote. No matter where we sleep, if we're together, we'd keep watch for sure.
Okay, well, for the 4 of you downstairs, the night goes by uneventful. I'll just leave it at that. This smells like sweaty guys downstairs in a little bubble.
He'll sit and chat with Heather for a while and.
Okay. Sorry, I was given a salad for dinner. It's a little hard to eat that.
And it's one of those chewy things.
Yeah, like, okay, a lot of pausing going on. I had pizza with it too, and I ate the pizza, but all right, not a healthy night. Red vines and pizza.
That's perfect.
Yeah, thank God I'm only 22.
Right. Oh shit! I knew there was something I forgot.
So the night goes by rather uneventful downstairs. Nothing otherwise happens. You hear some odd noises here and there. The building sort of groans and makes noises as well. A couple of giggles come about, discussion about that as it goes on the night. But other than that, nothing else happens. This eventually you guess the sun comes up because the walls have a slightly different glow color to them. But there's no actual light on these, no windows. In fact, the creepy part is, though, you realize as the night goes along that it looks a whole lot like a cell that you're all sitting in. With the question of, do we get to come back out? Goes by. And eventually, Mal, I guess you could open the door and head on downstairs.
Okay. He'll ask her a couple questions before he goes, and then he's like, I put him in the thing.
Yeah, I saw it.
But, okay. And
yeah.
then he'll head back down. He'll head down and be like, ah, feels great. How'd you guys sleep?
About as well as one could on a stone floor.
What? Oh, wow. It's pretty barren in here, huh? I wonder how you get out.
I'm not sure. It looks like a fucking prison.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
I mean, she seems like a nice girl, but she's some freaky shit.
Yeah, you know,
I don't believe any of the. I don't believe any of their night activities would ever take place down here.
I would put.
Dawn's gonna walk off.
As you get closer to the wall, one of a door does start to frame up over on the side facing the pearl.
All right, so the one that's pop up with the pearl, facing the pearl.
Yes.
Now I'll just slide down the railing. There is one.
Yeah.
And hop down. So what to first, guys?
Well, I'm not against going to the crack house first.
The crack house and just looking for other members.
Yes.
I believe we should actually ask Deagle about this first. Because I did see a janitor down there, so I'm assuming that this place is somewhat official. Or at least I would not like to get under the bad side for no good reason.
Like a licensed drug house?
Monsieur Sharks. I'm not certain what it is true purposes, other than to be a secret place, but
Yes,
Well,
I don't
I
believe
mean-
drugs are illegal anyways. Yeah.
true.
I mean, we do know the owner pretty well, huh?
And in a way, yes.
Should we go
Forgot
hit that
about
up
Deacon.
first?
Oh, I guess he can get his hit points back too. Everybody, Maxims, get yourself back up. Your long rest.
Oh yes, sir.
Come to me, spells.
This door's gonna pop that door open. It is daytime outside.
Yes, it is.
All right.
So yeah, when you open the door, you see it is daylight outside. People are starting to show up, wandering around. Mostly just some merchants are starting to bring out little carts and stuff out onto the street up there by the Set Town Square. Cart over on to the right. There's an old burned out building which you can see, which I have the word stable on it, that they are using what's left of the building as a stable of sorts with horses. And there's some sort of activity going on in that front area. A bunch of old timers hang out there. You saw last night, this morning, there's like 2 guys and kids running in and out of it.
Is this a little market stand in front of the stable?
Yeah, he's just setting it up now.
Hey,
Mal's
James.
gonna go check it out.
Okay.
Before we leave, or at least before Orden leaves, he is going to try to ask Mel's girlfriend if she would have any information on souls being captured or the trinkets that hold them or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of a specialty. She gives you an uneasy sort of look on that one. So there's 2 main ways. One would be like a spell at the soul gate, soul prison, and she describes it as a small little prison. Mal, what you over here, you've seen this, which could be used to capture a person's soul on death, and then they could be forced to do things for the wizard.
Oh, you can put chupacabras in there.
Heard about
Yeah, And
similar
other
to that.
things. She adds, looking at Orden with some confusion, like, what's a chupacabra? Sorry, what did you say, Orden, return?
Something just to the effect of, I've heard of such a thing, because that's a spell that he'll eventually have access to.
Yes. The other route would be contracts with devils, in which case an actual contract is created and signed by both parties, and that one does have some power. You could use that one as well to control the person through rituals, not through the actual contracts, because it's an actual use of their soul, and you get sort of like a marionette effect. So it would depend on who the soul is.
And hypothetically, if it were option 2, where would you gain access to these rituals that allowed for that?
Ooh. I would look in either with the Blood Witches or a good-sized coven of hags.
Blood witches are where?
And I'm not sure. I've only read about them.
Ah, gotcha.
And she sort of apologetically looks around. I'm still pretty young. I haven't seen that much.
Oh,
Not well read.
that's helpful. That's helpful, Les. I appreciate it.
But
I also appreciate you not consuming our little guy.
what have you read about the blood witches that would make you think they could be a producer of a soul poison?
Not of a soul prison, but the Blood Witches have powers of being able to control and marionette people, and they have a demonic contact as well. And if nothing else, they would have part of that. They have ritual magic, what they do together, blood rituals. Something fascinating I've been reading a lot about, where they actually can get multiple casters together and do something greater than they would as an individuals. Unfortunately, it seems mostly terrible things, but I imagine there could be some positive applications. Though there is the downside that blood is needed for the rituals. But there has to be another way to make these work. It can't just be blood. So he still lives. And she looks over at and she's like halfway down the staircase looking down as you guys still have the Duke.
For the time being.
And what are you going to do with him?
It's a matter of some debate. Do you suggest something in particular?
Go ahead and throw out some. What would that be? It's an insight check. We've never actually done that. Let's use insight. I just never use that one. I always forget because we're using that trying to sneak out.
I should have cast guidance on myself. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, would have been obvious though. She's hiding something. She's holding something back. You can tell that straight out with the 15 that she's definitely holding something back. As she looks over, just an interested party. My window upstairs is across from his room. We chatted a few times. I know the man.
Who might the interested party be, and just how interested is this party?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just an interested party. As in that he was friendly.
Friendly? This man was friendly to you.
She shrugs. When you're in a town of half-orcs, I imagine a pretty girl gets lots of attention. She smiles.
I mean, he was...
True enough.
Be fair, he has been nothing but personable to us in person. He's only tried to kill us and stab us in the back when he's not around.
Well, also fair enough.
You know, oddly, he says the same thing about you.
Pardon?
Oh, just thought it was funny. The times that we talked, he had mentioned you all, and they're on the same thing, that you're a pain in the ass and will likely stab him in the back.
Oh, and he motions over to the unconscious bodies as well. Unfortunately, I think one of us was lying, because if he'd been right, he would be dead.
Yep, good thing he was wrong on that one. Well, boys, have a wonderful day. I've wrapped up what I've needed to do here in town, so I will be leaving probably tomorrow, maybe the next day after I fill up on supplies.
Oh,
I
be
see.
careful how you break it to the little buddy. I think he's taking a shine to you.
Oh, we'll never be far apart.
Did he
Arden
find any?
arches an eyebrow, knowing she's a necromancer.
I know exactly. He's like, insight check. Can I make an insight check?
Did he find something to eat? And did he find a dead rat?
Oh, I missed that.
Oh.
Yes,
All right.
the rat's free.
He'll bring both back.
And the food will cost you probably about a gold for what should have only cost a silver.
No worries. And
But
he'll,
it's here and fresh.
perfect. He'll run back. Well, here, Heather. Here's some breakfast. And I didn't, I didn't see any flowers, but I thought you might like this. He holds up the dead rat.
She blinks at it a couple times. Thank you.
James, as everyone's walking away, Orden will walk up to her and say, "I couldn't help but observe that you might have been holding something back. If you have anything you could help us with, we would genuinely appreciate it. Maybe make it worth your while, however we can. But carrying him around clearly is a problem. Letting him go clearly is also a problem."
Well, then I'll level with you on this part. Before you came into town, I was hired by said Duke to make sure his soul doesn't go back to hell. That was the bottom line. However, I have to do that. It was the deal that I made. Now, he didn't ask me to keep him alive, and he didn't ask me to make him safe. He just said, don't let my soul go to hell. So as long as you all don't send his soul to hell, I think we're all good. And even if you kill him, I'm not with that. I just have to stop his soul from going to hell.
Would you have any use for said Duke?
Would it be possible for you to send him somewhere else that isn't hell?
I think Orden was doing this conversation basically.
Yeah, as you said now. But anyways, yeah, you guys can
Sorry.
This Orden, go ahead and make an insight. I think I can get him out of your hair. And an awful creepy feeling goes over you as you know that this is not going to bode well for the Duke.
Oh, don't put me in a position where we have to consider an alignment change. I mean, it's chaotic good, but I don't know how far you could stretch the boundaries of good, knowing.
Because she's thinking, yes, that would keep his soul here, and he wouldn't be able to bother you, nor talk.
You're gonna be here for a few hours?
Yes. So if you haven't anything else you want to do with him, I could use use him.
He chuckles and he says, "All right, well, we'll think it over, but I appreciate you either way."
And to be honest, my method, though unique, is reversible with some work. But, it is reversible.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't really be like, killing him. It'd be like putting him on ice for a while. I like how you think.
She sort of mumbles as she's walking back into the... Sort of both, actually.
James, one more thing, and totally okay if not, but I want to ask. I completely forgot in our long rest. I wanted to identify Rosnar's cloak, ring, and gem.
Oh, yeah, you guys mentioned that before we went to sleep. Yeah. I mean, not this session, but yeah, go ahead.
Right.
And we put what they were up in the discussion from last time.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And they were brutal kick-ass cloak, which allows you to bounce around like a phase spider or something.
Yeah, I thought we had talked about
teleportation, the ring of protection, and the yellow gem.
Yep. Who wanted what now? Just so I can pull it up.
Yeah, we already talked and divvied them up.
Yeah, Thorn has the cloak of teleportation.
Yeah, I got the cloak.
Rakir has the ring of protection, and we gave Odo the sapphire elemental gem.
Got it. If Odo tells us he's gonna have to part ways, Orden would definitely ask for that gem back.
Yeah, we'll go over his character sheet when he does. Same thing we did when we lost our Northman.
I don't want to divvy up like what he has, but the gem is something that I think he would definitely ask for.
Yeah. No, plus there's plot items floating around in the party, so I just have to make sure they stay with the party.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any plot items per se.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that gem and the scale mail +3 are I think the only things that he's gotten recently, and the javelin of walloping.
and we offloaded the other one. The scale mail
Scale mail was what?
was offloaded
Scale mail.
anyways. That was given in lieu of the leather.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna say if there's scale mail +3, I would. Because that's
Yeah, it's
better
at
than
the
half.
ironmonger up there.
Yeah.
More
Okay,
money than
now-
I have to spend. That's for sure.
Now, what did you get? What did you get in return for the scale mail +3?
The
Cursed
leather-
armor.
the studded leather. Yeah.
What was that called? Stud leather. What?
It's +3, I think. Yeah, +3.
It hasn't told him his name yet.
Yeah, we're in discussion right now.
Okay, sentient studded leather +3. Just wanted
Yeah,
to
there you
update,
go.
update
That's
that
a
on the sheet.
That's a good title. I will know what that is if someone says that one.
Yeah. But you notice he hasn't been doing his wardrobe changes haven't been taking as long too.
Yes. That's right, because it's shape-shifting armor too.
Yep.
So where to from here, gentlemen?
I see we'd like to make a quick jaunt over to the magistrate's office.
Okay.
He just wants to basically,
Sorry.
just wants to ask the Deagle about if the drug den cave is something of theirs or something they wouldn't mind if we went investigating.
Orden
Orden?
would fill the party in on Mal's girlfriend too and what she said about Rosnar.
So who's going up to the magistrate to send this city hall? Or move your pieces up there. You go there. I don't have to do this. I have no idea if that door works. I just see this here sitting there still. It didn't take off yet. And I'll switch maps to see if that actually works. Magistrate. So, all right. So it looks like you're just the only one going there at this point. Oh, okay. And Thorin.
Oh, I'm coming too.
I don't know if the door works. I'll pop you over when I...
And James, just for expediency, Mal wouldn't have just like taken off. He would have, talked to her like, "Hey,
Sure.
whatever." So we'll just.
Oh, we could have a conversation on the offline then. On that.
Yeah. And on the way up, Nasir will say, "So I noticed that last comment of hers. Now, I know you know how my magic works. That by getting little pieces of people, you can keep track of them. I won't ask her what she got out of you because I think we already know."
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, I think I've got all my hair.
Yes, of course.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea to have a nice kind of necromancer being able to watch over our shoulder.
He doesn't think it's bad to get some occasional strange booty.
That too.
All right.
Orden does tell the party, like I said, what she had said, and it's a viable option. If we don't want to leave here with him, it's not going to get us anything, and she's not going to pay us anything for it, but it will keep us out of our hair and guarantee that he's not going to come back to bite us. And if we choose to come back and bring him back, we can do that too.
Yeah. I guess the question would be: without him to control, is that cube all that valuable?
Only if he ever is brought back somehow, which is possible.
Right. Knock on the door, I guess.
Most of these alternatives just sound worse to killing him.
It's a matter of perspective, buddy.
I see. I'm getting I went back to my APIs and it's telling me I have a possible infinite loop detected, shutting down.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Oh,
Cool.
that is not good.
Well,
I love how we have a spectrum from Rakir, who's totally good, Orden, who's, mostly good, Thorin, who's mostly good too. Well, I guess I don't know where Mal would fall on that, probably towards Rakir. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we've got Nasir, who's like, meh, do what you gotta
I,
do.
I think he's neutral.
yeah. I'm not evil. I'm actually neutral. I'm more
Yeah, I put him at
pragmatic.
neutral.
That's why Rosnar is not
Well, I don't
dead
think you're
yet.
evil. I just think that you don't give many fucks about people that aren't your friends.
Yeah, well, if you want to see evil, go knock on some doors in this town.
Uh,
Speaking of which,
okay.
we're at Regal's.
Yeah. I mean, you have noticed that Nasir has specifically spared guards and other basically parties that basically you guys have all indiscriminately slaughtered. So he doesn't even care about some of his enemies. He just doesn't particularly care about people who actually have intentionally fucked with him.
I need a token for his
I don't
guy.
know that Orden has slaughtered guards. I've kept him pretty straight to good, but he's chaotic. So I mean, if it's pragmatic and somebody's gonna come up behind us and kill us, then it is what it is. But killing someone that's tied up or unconscious would definitely go against who he is.
Depends on the day for Mal.
Yeah. Oh, come on, game.
As long as his friends are okay.
There we go, finally.
Is that accurate?
I have no idea what you're even seeing.
I'm seeing a Darkling token just pop
Yeah,
up.
that's Regal. That's now that you've actually
Oh.
met Darklings, you know that that's what he is.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to change his name. That's why I just dragged him out there for that.
Regal.
There. He's a specimen of a Darkling. I mean, he's buff as all hell and
I thought
maxed
Regal
out
was
at that.
Clowy.
He is.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, they're all the same, but this is his Dreagle guys. I thought Dreagle was just really ugly.
yeah, so no, he's just a little toady looking critter guy. I mentioned him as a midget that looked like a 80-year-old wrestler, I think was the description of him.
Oh, is he a Darkling and not a Darkling Elder? Gotcha.
Correct.
Oh yeah, I don't need like a whole scene. I just want to Nasir wants to go in and just ask him.
Yeah.
If
So as you come in, he stands there for a bit, looks up at you, a little confused, doesn't really any recognition crosses his eyes, and then there's a weird shudder, a glow, and then his eyes focus in on you. Well, I didn't think we'd all be meeting so soon. For breakfast, even.
indeed, so very interesting. I did not. So you assume control.
Of sorts. So, gentlemen, what can I do for you?
There's a drug den, which we do know contains a secret cave in the basement where things have happened. Would you mind if we were to investigate this, or is this something of yours?
It's nothing of mine. I didn't dig it.
Ah, we do not wish to interfere with your affairs. That is all we wished. Aka salam. He'll bow his way out.
There's a bit of a problem. He sort of chuckles and an uneasy look. It comes from a bit over. He's looking out. There's a contract. A Vendetta's been called. Seems you've friends in town already. And they found out about you. Took them a while. I guess they had to sober up first to fill out the paperwork. But it's done. And he looks out and sort of squints at the light. Maybe an hour or two. When the crows fly, that's when it begins.
Would it be possible for you to explain what this would mean so we can cause the least amount of damage to your town?
Do we get
Yes.
back in the arena?
No. That would be unfortunate. I do like the arena. But no. No, this is just simply a squabble. They want to kill you.
I thought those were the squabbles that were handled in the arena here.
Typically, but they've actually gone through the work and they haven't got around to it yet. So they're just going to try to kill you. Now they've gone through the paperwork and we are hands off. I won't stop them, nor will I stop you. Don't kill the non-combatants.
And
we'll do our best, but fireballs are pretty indiscriminate there, Drigo.
I assume we'll be responsible for any property damage, correct?
Before he still answers you, he narrows his eyes at the gnome and ordens. Dragon breath is also very indiscriminate.
Orton does laugh at that. Fair enough.
Don't kill the civilians.
But of course, could you perhaps enlighten us as to who has called this vendetta upon us, so we can perhaps bring it outside of town where it would not be so destructive?
Where's the fun in that? I can't see that. It's the burning. Burning dawn. Oh, it's on the papers. He points at the papers, and it mentions that the military order of 2nd Company, 1st Platoon of the Burning Dawn organization has a vendetta against Thorin and Rakir and demand their surrender and or deaths.
Orton looks at both and says, well, I guess you boys are fucked. For once, I'm not on that list.
Where are they staying? Would you happen to know?
They're not staying together, boy. They're scattered about. Scattered about hiding.
And that will make them very difficult for them to combine their forces against us, won't it?
Yes. Yes, it would.
All right. Well, then, thank you for this information. We will do our best to not disappoint.
Thank you. When the crows fly, the town knows. You'll hear the drum. They've gone through this many, many times. It's old. So you will be able to enter any building. Do not touch anything there. If someone else attacks you, then of course you could attack them back. It happens. Some people get a little enthusiastic. But otherwise, just try to behave yourself.
I'm assuming the same rules apply to them. So if they try to use civilians as shields, that would be... You would take that up with them. Yes?
Oh, yes. It points across the street diagonal to where the Knocker's little clubhouse is. Oh, yes. We will know shortly, and they'll be put down.
Fair enough.
We should probably just go to the arena. I think that'd be great. I wouldn't burn anything down.
That would make the most sense to me, too. This backwards ass... excuse me, no offense intended.
I don't think they want to actually fight fair. Without...
Is there a form I can fill out to revoke that?
Oh, there probably is here, young man. Give me a day or two to find one.
So I think we're going to go to find your friends next, huh?
Oh, well, and last thing before I forget, as you're heading out, if you get across the river, the hounds get involved. Sorry. You have to fight it inside the town. If you get outside of town, the hound's coming for you. Now, if you get outside of town and get 2 miles away, hey, good on you. You're free.
A strange set of rules.
So are the vendors still free for us?
Trickles sort of looks over it. Yes. Please.
Good.
Well, and on the other side, there should be rooms open tonight at many of the inns.
Huh. I think we should find out how many there are, guys.
Well, they're only here after me and Thorin, so if me and Thorin hold up somewhere, you all could do some investigating.
make it across the river?
I'm not sure that.
You're fucking ditches.
I would say unless
Relax.
I would say unless they are stupid, then they would know that we are with them. However, and it's your basically chance, and you see he changes into basically a very nondescript-looking, scruffy mercenary type. I could go looking around, maybe pick up some information.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
James, does with Thorn like know anybody who was in that platoon at all? Like, did he?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Is
he
it
would
his
know a
or
couple of
was
them.
it? Okay,
Let's roll. I have a percentage chance, but you roll a d20.
so straight D20.
Yeah, it's d20. I'm thinking 1 through 4. It's actually your group. 6 and 7. It's one of. Oh no! It's you do know the group, but they were one of the ones. They were a bit of the troublemakers, and they usually got the outpost positions. Now you know that they were sent down to Lielon. They were actually hired by Lord Neverember, who runs the whole city of Winter. What's it called? Neverwinter.
Yep.
And he hired that group. He hired you guys a lot, and to go down and take care of Lielon, because Lielon was sort of a hellhole, and to fix it, because it's an important trade post. And
Right,
Saltmarsh is in
okay.
Waterdeep's pocket, so he wanted one in his.
So these guys had worked. This platoon had worked in the same town that our platoon has got killed in.
Yes, so they were all the
Okay.
same. Yeah, so they were there.
Okay.
So
Just
you
don't-
know of them,
Will
and
we
you
know
know
how
that
many
they're not
people?
good guys. A whole platoon. So if this is half of one, with supporting, it could be upward of 50 people. With supporting, with the squires and mages and cooks, if you know, no, so combatants only 30.
That's a lot of people to hide.
All right. Yeah, Thorn will be kind of filling everybody in. Obviously, Meadow would know some of this too, so he'd be kind of filling in what he knows of these platoons and all that.
Yes, though I probably wouldn't be familiar with that particular company.
No, like I say, it was a frontier one, because they were a bit unruly and not good folk.
Rough bunch.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why they get the bad jobs. You would know the name of the commander of the organization, and once I find it, I'll let you know what it is,
Yes, sir.
and I'll send it to you.
Thorn was his.
So we have an hour, he said. I mean, should we go a-looking, or should we wait?
So
Well,
we think it could.
We could on mount. We could probably travel quite a bit in an hour if you wanted to try and leave the bound.
No, I'm saying, should we try to locate their leader beforehand, or just try to get what we can do done now? Like go to the cracked inn.
Either that or we move somewhere within the boundaries of town, but away from civilians, and wait for them to come to us.
It's true, there will be at least 30, so at least capable warriors.
So I'm assuming that most of this group is not going to be basically like higher level. Most of this group are going to be like relatively low level grunts. Then basically the commanders are going to be more competent, correct? Is that typically the way the mercenary companies work, or is it to vary?
This one, they're knights, unfortunately. So each one of the knights alone is a CR3 to metagame it. But there's probably, I don't know, Thorn would know. He says there's usually like 4 to 6 knights in a squad, and then a couple of archers and maybe some supporting spellcasters in each squad. And you guys would have to probably deal with 2 squads.
Okay, fair.
Since
right,
4 squads was what the group was, the platoon.
And the town is not very large.
Nope.
So they're supposedly they're in. I'm assuming they are restricted by the Vendetta with the hounds to stay in the town's bounds too. So if they've split up, we could probably find them fairly quickly if we wanted to go looking around.
We could make our way to the crack house, and if we encounter them on the way, deal with it. And if not, try to find them when we get out of there.
Yes, I do not think we should spend much time in the cave since we have more pressing issues now. A couple of things few things I can. Although I will say the crack house cave would be a good place to hole up. No exit though, but they would be very hard for them to come at us. Just as an idea, and you could fireball all you wanted down there, and no one would care. So.
Now, when I envisioned this, just so you know where I was going, but you guys do what you want. But what I was thinking on was I was picturing this would be more like dealing with being in Kandahar in Afghanistan or something, and having to go and find these, insurgents who are now throughout the entire place. Bless you.
Hey.
So, okay. So here's so I'm going.
How you do it's up to you, of course. I have no.
So I'm going. The Seers will look over at Rikira and Thorin and say, since these are essentially your problem, it'll be up to you to decide how we do this. I say, but I can offer you these few things. One, I have the firepower to fight them if we do fight them up front. If we do wish that, I can always do that. Or if they do come in mass, I can attempt to control them, and hypnotize them, and basically make it easier to fight them. I can also basically make at least 3 of us at a time invisible, which allows us to sneak around and perhaps get the drop on them. That is also possible. Or I can make myself look like somebody else, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, James. So, when we talked about illusionary script, would you allow me to actually use illusionary script to basically identify, make the targeting group essentially members of the Burning Dawn?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. Now, how are you going to use it to detect out people? I guess if you can insight if they noticed it or something, who knows? That's up to you. But yeah, it would work.
I will take this and make it look like some kind of bounty notice, and we can go house to house, and I will and he sort of he changes his voice. I'll look like an old man. He's got this bounty here, looking for. If anyone wants some gold, we're willing to offer it for you. Gold, boy, gold. And I would show it.
Great.
And I would show it to them, and depending on their reaction to what they see written there, will tell us if they're part of the group or part of not. And then once we have identified some of them in the building, we can kill them, as one does, and then take care of the groups one by one in whatever they're hiding. Assuming they're only hiding in small groups.
So I'm familiar with that spell and wondering why you'd write it with that. That's typically done to keep others from being able to understand it.
Because I'm a sneaky motherfucker. That's why.
But like out of game though, how do you get the spell to do that?
To you and any creatures you designate, whenever you cast a spell, the creatures that I designate, the writing appears as normal.
I don't think you could designate members of the. It doesn't have to be specific people.
Now it could be like organizations and stuff too.
Yeah, that's why when I took this spell, I had a long discussion with James about exactly what could and couldn't be done with it ahead of time.
And I've been using the hell out of it. You just haven't come across it yet. But it's basically the underlying communication network of everything now. But in its regular method, not the way Nasir's going to use it, which is the opposite way. Was if you could read this, you're a bad man.
Well, basically, I just make it look like two different things to the groups. So basically, if they read it one way, we'll know that they're basically part of the Burning Dawn. So yeah, I wasn't sure if that would be kosher, which is why I talked about James with that, and he was okay with it.
Because, yeah, it was like a year ago, but yeah.
Yeah, because it is basically a stretch, I'll admit.
P.S. Since I just remembered it too, we had gone through and identified items, and Orden found a gold coin or something. Adam sent me a message that had some sort of ensorcelment on it.
Oh, it was just another one of the bug devices.
He would conveniently, in fact, he'd give it to the little boy who had helped the little boy demon.
Okay.
Don't spend it all in one place, or do. I don't give a shit. It's yours now.
All right. So that's what Nasir is putting on the table for you guys to decide. He obviously has all of his usual combat magics, and he's willing to fight, or he can basically use his reconnaissance abilities to go on and try and find them, or basically if you can give him actually a good description of all the important people, he can send Willie whizzing through all the buildings trying to basically locate those particular folks. That might take some time, and then we can basically ambush them.
Dorn was going to say, Dorn knows the commander of this certain platoon right here, so he has a kind of a somewhat description of him, so he can give that to Nasir and try to get Willie to find him while we try to search.
Yeah,
Or
like
could alter self if necessary. It's a scroll though, so we
And
just
also,
gotta.
speaking of those children, we can also pay them and see if they could possibly try to scout out for us as well.
Yeah.
Orden, what would you be doing with alter self, just basically to make yourself look different so you can ask questions?
If I'm just saying that's an option. If we need someone else to go with you, so you're not alone.
Yeah. What if you want that what Nasir would do is he'd work with you basically like a sketch artist, and basically you'd be like, yeah, he's big, and he's bald, he's got gray hair and a big nose, no smaller, and beadier eyes, not a little beadier, until he basically got the silent image correct or close enough that then you send Willie off with that description.
All right, yeah. And Thorn would sit down and do that with you first, before we leave the Magister's building.
Okay.
All right, all right, so you wished me to
For all-
use
For
Willie to
one
scout.
specific.
They only know one guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I know. Thorn knows the commander. That's the only one. He figures if he could find him and knock out the fucking leader of the operation.
Yeah, and besides, Nasir's assuming that basically that these people are going to think them by themselves. So if they're awake and just sort of planning, they're probably basically putting on armor, oiling it. They're getting themselves ready. They're probably basically they look like mercenaries getting ready to go into a fight. So Willie will be able to tell that, even if he doesn't know specifically who they are.
And they should stick out, and they should have the Thorn's gonna pat on his shoulder and show you the burning order symbol.
Yep. So Willie can basically look for that one particular guy as well as all the other markers. And the nice thing because of communication, no matter where Willie is, Willie can basically give us a rundown as he's going around every building of where everyone is while we're doing other things.
All right, sounds like a plan then.
All right, then I will do this. Let me know if there's anything else you wish me to do, Sahib.
All right, I'm going to go back to the main map. You go ahead and move back there when you want. It should work. We'll see. Oh, wait, I turned it off because I was getting that weird error. Let's turn it back on and see if it crashes it again.
All right, let me know when we're good to move.
Okay.
If you open a black hole, I'm very disappointed, James.
I know. Might be sort of cool. At least we have somebody that put the nuclear waste and things now. We can put it there.
Oh, that worked.
Yeah, it's all right. So I think it's working. Let's see how long it stays up.
Woohoo!
All right, so a will-o-wisp zipping around town picks out 4, maybe 5 possible locations of these. There are far more people wearing full military equipment in this town than you would think in a small town of this size normally. So also the Zentarum, but you can maybe rule out that whole building or not because they're all heavily armed and plate as well. And they have a group of military guys upstairs, about 215 or so. Otherwise, there is a group which has, and I'll put on the overhead map, and let me find some nice little token for that.
Yep, just let me know, and I'll start marking down the town map.
Okay, you do that then. So the Weeping Willow Inn, the top floor of that has a group of armored figures that are staying there. The second floor of the Pearl. What other ones would be the other ones on that one? Thieves Tavern, which is way up in the top right. And then the other ones, there's a couple of guys over at the brothel, over on the left bottom, and one guy over at the drug den. The boss,
in the drug den or in the cave?
In the drug den.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then the boss guy is, he's at the Thieves Guild headquarters, but he's not with. He has like one guy with him, and then he's having breakfast with some people there.
Got off the head of the snake?
That might require basically angering the Thieves Guild, which doesn't sound smart.
Last we heard, the Thieves Guild in this town is not to be messed with.
last we heard too, that this is totally above board and legit, as long as we don't hurt anybody else.
Yeah, they said we could enter any building.
Pardon me.
It's true.
Excuse
We
me.
don't have to fight there.
Yes, I interpret that to say that the authorities do not have any problem with us entering these buildings. Whether the thieves have a problem with us entering these buildings is a different story.
Well, the thieves, I mean, I feel like they would honor our contract. They work on them all the time. We have to fulfill this contract until we can leave town. We enter, I mean, if we can get them to come out, more the merrier.
Personally, I'd like to deal with the guy who's solo first. Perhaps we could learn a bit more about why they're trying to attack us.
Yes. That I would.
What their plan is.
This is an idea, and I that would be one of the things that I would possibly suggest. But actually, refresh my memory, James. Is the Vendetta has officially not started yet? Like we're only not allowed to attack until like the birds fly. Is that right?
Basically, yes.
Okay, so we can't officially go dynamic yet.
Sure, yeah. You shouldn't go I mean, if you could go there, there's nothing to stop you.
But then we'd actually be breaking the laws if we attacked until the hour is
Right.
up.
Yeah, and they might tell you to get the hell out of here. You come back when the birds fly. Why do you think you're coming in here?
Yep. So, all right. So there's the information that I got. And how long did that all take for Willie to basically to gather all that? How much time do we have left?
Half an hour.
Okay. So what? So I guess the question is, while Willie was gathering that, what were we doing with that half an hour, Thorin? Rick here.
So we know where all of them are at.
Well,
We will
most
be
of
at the half
them.
hour. Yeah.
Within the half hour,
Yeah,
I
we will,
probably
yeah, we
would
will.
have grabbed the mounts.
Okay.
Is that ogre still walking around?
Yeah, there's always one or two on
Okay.
shift.
Doran want to try to approach one of them. They're done a half hour.
I think they speak giant, don't they? Or are they goblins? I can never remember on ogres.
giant. Yeah, they're not goblinoids in this world.
I assume they'd have somebody that would kind of translate for us.
They've spoken to us before.
He speaks common too. I
Common?
thought because some of you spoke giant, so I didn't know if you were going to talk to him in giant.
I don't speak giant, sadly. I speak
Just
quite the
halfling.
opposite. Yeah, quite the opposite.
Everybody speaks halfling. It's a secret language here. Because Odo does too.
I think I'm the only one that speaks giant.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, yes. So the ogre's just sitting over there, picking his nose, watching the water flow down the river.
He's gonna walk up to him. So, Deagle said they cannot interfere. Like, so would he like a knocker would not be allowed to join them if
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. If there's a big, the police aren't going to join in on the mob
Shit.
war.
Damn it.
Doran was gonna try to see if Doran want to come. We're trying to see if he could sweet talk an ogre and then, like maybe pay an ogre off and kind of like come with us, follow us around for a second.
Oh no, I don't think it's going to work.
We were told
No,
I don't know how you feel about child soldiers, Thorin, but we were told those kids were pretty strong.
Oh God, hire off all the orphans.
Why does that come up so often? That's not right.
In that case, Doran I'm not sure what Doran will be doing in 30 minutes.
I mean, you're not a paladin, so I don't think that'll work.
Doran probably just been bunkered down somewhere waiting for the list to come back.
Yeah, 'cause you're not going to be able to plan where to go until you know where they're going.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
Where are we? If we're gonna retrieve the mounts in the cart, where are we leaving that while we wander?
Well,
Or
I'm
are
not
we
leaving mine attached to the cart currently, but I'd assume I'd just place them with you guys near the tower somewhere, or wherever we're standing around.
I mean, my question. I think we're gonna walk through the town to wherever, and drawing that whole train with us is probably not in our best interest. So I figure we should maybe leave them somewhere in the front of town.
time up by the bridge or next to the river.
Or maybe give the watch for us. Give the kids some money and have them keep an eye on it until we need them.
I'm sorry, I just wasn't paying attention. What do you want to do with? You're trying to find someone to deal with your body? Is that what's going on?
No,
No. We're just finding somewhere to leave the horse. I mean, I could just pick up my mount and.
Oh well, you got Deacon with you. The Deacon Diggle. He can take the horses and stuff.
In that case, Orden will ritual cast his Phantom Steed and have him take that too, just in case we need to make a speedy getaway. It's only good for an hour, but
Okay, where is? Okay, so he's gonna wait for you guys up there, just past the ogre, by the edge of the ford there. There's a little market there and stuff, and he's gonna hang out there with all the horses.
I don't think it. Yeah, duration 1 hour. Yep.
And then he goes invisible, holding the horses.
That's right, Diggy.
he finally got over the hit point damage he took from that damn witch or whoever was zapped him.
Yeah.
Hey. So, where to? What's happening? Now you know where they're at, though. 30 minutes have gone by.
Are we fighting in town?
Rakir, what do you want to do?
Like I said, I wanted to go to the guy at the crack house, because there's only one of them, right?
The guy down there? Yes. It's before time, though, so supposedly you're not supposed to be able to attack him yet.
Yes.
But you can go down and talk to him.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, you could be doing that in the last 30 minutes if you wanted.
Well, the last 30 minutes, I just grabbed the horses, and that was about it.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so now you got the next 30 minutes. You know where they are. You know where the guy is. You could head down there if you wanted.
Thorin, I think I should talk to this guy that's alone.
I agree. I'll come with you.
All right.
Are you sure he's in condition to talk? If he's seeking out the drug den, he might be.
Yeah, he might be more receptive to talking then.
I'll come. We definitely don't want him to leave, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should. Whatever we do, we should all stick together.
Oh, come on.
Also, Orden. Well, while Rakir's riding over, Orden, if I could make a request, if you decide to kill Rosnar, I would prefer if you just gave him a lot of drugs.
If he goes, he's gonna be cleansed in the fires of the Glankadin of the Silverbeard.
I see.
But I have no plans to do that immediately. I'm not bloodthirsty. I just know the guy will stab us in the back given the opportunity.
Thorin or Rakir, would you like to do the talking first? Would you like me to attempt to draw information out of him sneakily, or are you going to simply confront him?
I suppose it might be easier if you confronted him first.
There it is. I can't find it. There it is.
Mal's just following Thorin around.
Thorin's heading towards the drug den.
Okay, I'm just putting a clock on the main map, so we will. Oh,
I
hey,
guess
it just went off my map.
I guess this one here is for the stables then.
Yeah, this is the stables. This is the drug den.
Well, this
Yeah, I
place
guess
is
I better-
rough looking.
Yeah, I don't think a psychiatrist should ever look at my map for this evil town. They might have some issues with me. It's like when your kids are drawing something really bad in kindergarten class.
Yeah. Well, the names are just great too. You know, slave market.
Yes, that took some work to think of what would you put into town. What would be totally illegal everywhere else, but okay,
Yeah, just fine here.
fine here. Okay, I gotta put this guy on the map.
Hey, this is the drug den?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just look different outside. So I guess this thing is like mostly missing its
Bless you.
roofs.
Bless you.
You'll have to repeat that. There was a heavy gust wind that came through suddenly. What were you saying?
Yeah. It just looks different with its without only half its roof.
Oh, yeah. So looking in here, it looks part of it in here down below. Some areas have cover, some don't. So the beds that are tucked up in the corners there actually are dry. The ones that are out in the open are a little more wet when it rains type. There's a table that looks disturbingly shaped like an altar over on the far side of the room.
Nice.
Each one of these beds, though I don't have people on them in a moment, consider them to have sleeping or passed out people on each one of those beds. And I'll throw some bodies. I didn't know we were coming here today, so I didn't dress. So
Wow, this is gross.
And where did Willie spot the one guy who looked like he was most likely a merc?
So the merc you see over there is by himself. Well, no, as in there's no other mercenaries with him. He's actually looks to be sober. He's on the larger two-person bed over to the side there, and he's being serviced by a very strung-out looking human female.
Yeah, this place is really gross. Are you gonna talk to him?
Sadly, yeah, we do.
Ugh. All
Just watch your step.
right. Mel changed
Yes.
his clothes.
So
Messir,
getting
do you want
closer,
to adopt some kind of disguise to talk to him?
Thorin, you can tell right as you start stepping into the place and look at him that he's not part of the group. You know by his armor.
He is not a member.
No, he doesn't have any of the emblem stuff, and now you're kicking yourself for not describing and showing those emblem things of the lower ranking to Nasir.
Shit. Nasir, this is not one of our guys.
No, why not?
And,
That's Sarah Lily.
Yeah, Thorn's gonna go into more detail and kind of describes a little bit more.
Look, I got caught up in the moment. This is what we're looking for.
In fact, I imagine Thorin, even if you dug around your pack, you probably have the damn uniform with you. You
He
could
does have
probably-
he has an emblem carved onto his shoulder, and then he probably does
There
have a
you go.
uniform on him.
It's like, hey, maybe you could have used that. There you go.
All right, then I see. Well then, he'll basically make sure that Willie sees that, and then send Willie around for the last half hour just to try and basically rectify the situation.
He's going to look at this here.
So you just still want to get some crack? You were asking about it earlier.
Yes, I do, but I believe we have other things that's more important. Unless you wish to use this place as a tactical hideout when the battle comes, it's up to you.
I don't think it'd be very suitable.
And then he's just going to wait for Willie to get back.
Oh, so what? So what are we doing for the next half hour?
Yeah, what do you guys?
How much is
Oh,
crack?
man. Oh God.
To whatever they're using, God knows what they use here. I was trying to look that up, and then I decided, you know what, I have better things to do with my time.
Yeah, but yeah.
Trying to find out what are the drugs. What drugs do they have in Dungeons and Dragons? I don't know.
So that probably wasted about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah,
Is that the symbol, James?
is what the symbol. I'm putting a clock on this one here in a moment.
Oh, okay.
But we are sure that the guy in the thief's den is the boss, right? Because I know I
Yes.
get a pretty good description of him.
Yeah, and Nasir has seen him in person, so Nasir could actually could basically spend time basically listening to his speech patterns and then disguise self actor and act like him if you want to basically lure some enemies into basically an ambush once the fun started. He could literally look like the guy and just command the troops to follow him and lure them into an ambush.
We got 20 minutes, so
It is up to you how you wish to do this. I would simply offer all of my abilities, and you choose how they're used.
Rick here.
Yes.
You have any ideas? As far as I know, it's looking to be a full-out brawl.
Well, without being able to talk to them, I don't know what else we could do to avoid a full-out brawl.
We can't get it. They can't attack us until the time is ready anyways. I mean, we can always approach.
James, did you ever figure out a name for the commander guy?
No, I'm still trying to find his damn sheet.
Okay.
I mean, we can always try to get what information we can beforehand.
Yes, I'd still like to gather some information.
I agree. Well, I guess we just find one of the lone soldiers if we can.
Saltmarsh campaign. There we go.
the brothel only had a couple people, so he'll send Willie over there to confirm if they are actually part of the group, since that was the other soft target.
One of them there is, the other one's just a guy.
And all right, then he'll let Thorin know that if we want to basically get one guy alone, the brothel is a potential, but that also is the Pearl next door that probably has a good number of the others. And considering the Pearl's higher class, the Pearl probably also will have the knights there, since I'm assuming they're probably staying in the better accommodations. So fair warning.
The Pearl's a murder den as well.
Yeah, so we can hope maybe some of them disappeared in the night, but
yeah, if it's okay with everybody else, Thorin would start heading towards that brothel.
All right, I mean, you're in charge, boss. Let's see how this goes.
Where is everybody? Oh, wait, there you are on the overhead map. No, I should center on that for the recording.
James, could I reasonably buy something within the 20 minutes that we have?
Depends what you want to buy. If you want poison, you're walking right by his house.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Sure. So the bird's in there.
Hello
the
again.
Bird man is in there again. Hello.
I'm here to purchase something. I need a slow-acting poison. Hopefully non-lethal. Once again.
Slow, agonizing pain. We have.
More like knockout, but if they'll be fine afterwards, pain is okay.
He's looking around and starts digging around. For being the most good person in the party, you sure use poison a lot. What is that?
I mean, I'm trying to use it non-lethally. If that makes it.
Yeah, why you murder shaming me, man?
People, they got livers, James. They'll be fine.
Okay. Hey guys, don't go. I haven't actually put these people anywhere, so don't go too far away yet. I see everybody zipping off to the buildings. So yes, we will. God, I have to figure out how much poisons are. You have to look it up for me.
All right.
I need a poison range.
It's in the DMG somewhere, so.
Thanks. If you could find that on there, but yes, he'll be happy to supply you with some slow, agonizing poisons that will incapacitate. I guess like drow, basically. But
I'll put it
drow
in
poison. Discord. Yes, it says price per dose for drow is 200 GP.
There you go.
Drow poison has that mechanic though, too. Mal can share it with you. He's got some.
Yeah, he was making some knockout poison for me.
This guy was?
Yeah.
Like, more importantly, what type, like what delivery method do you want? Because that's important.
Let's see. I'm looking on the page for the. There it is. Let's see.
So we'll make sure you pick up your poison on the way out of town then.
Okay.
Something you don't say every day.
I could pick it up for you right now, I suppose.
Don't forget your poison.
So there's a couple different that'll actually incapacitate people.
Yes, right. It looks like drow poison is one that'll incapacitate people.
Yeah, that's an injury one. There's also basically like the, I believe.
Well, I just want to we'll use the scale of the drow one, and we'll just write it as being slightly different, but we'll use the same mechanics. All right. So while you're off dealing that, was everybody else heading out? As Rakir went in to go visit his bird friend.
Following along with Thorin.
Yeah, Mal.
Yeah, Thorin will be heading towards the brothel to catch that one dude.
Orden will stand here so he can see where they're going, but he's not going to leave Rakir behind.
So the poisoners, he gets you your poison stuff. No friends today. No friends today. Lunchtime. Would you like lunch? Lunch?
No
Lunchtime?
Lunch. Listen, I've got to go poison some people soon, so.
Oh, you're good for the business. Yes, good for the business. Says in a strange Eastern accent as you head out.
Let's see. I'll take one ingested and one contact. Actually, I'll take 2 injuries. Yes. I'll pay him 600 GP for that.
Oh, he's quite thrilled.
Yes, I'll have to stop by for lunch at a different time.
Yes. New spices. Very good. All right.
Quickest 600 GP I've ever spent.
I had no idea that that poison was so much. Mal has a whole bunch of it. That was a treasure.
Yeah.
That was a treasure. It was
Poison's
yeah,
really
30
expensive.
sticks of drow poison bolts. Or no, it was more than that.
Yeah, because you guys took out a whole patrol or something.
Yeah.
Rakir
Well, that's all I
comes
got
running up.
left, actually, is
All right.
30.
Rakir
28.
comes running up. All right, guys, I've got some poison.
You were in there a minute. I almost came in after you. Figured he was offering you some kind of libation again.
No. He's as long as you don't stay for lunch, he's fine.
All right. So Thorin, are you going to the you've gone to the brothel by now, I assume, right?
Yeah, I guess he'd probably made it there by now.
Is the top the front door of the brothel, I assume?
Oh. No, I think that's going into the distillery. I'm sorry, guys. Just drag yourself over and drop it on the other one.
James, how far behind are Rakir and I?
A minute.
Okay.
Because they were strolling off that way anyways. Okay, I have to go up to the brothel too. So the brothel's very quiet at dawn. There's just a few people sleeping, a few ladies sleeping on hay bales. You see the little fire that's down to its last pieces of wood glowing in the middle there, in an area that's open to the sky. There's another floor above you as well.
Have we only been to the good places in town? Because this is gross too. Thor, you take us to the best place.
Look, you guys said you wanted an adventure.
He's a military man.
All right, do we see this guy on the bottom floor? Or we're assuming he's up top?
Where did Willie spot him?
Willie spotted two of them upstairs. They were, up in the room upstairs.
Yeah, we said only one of them actually actually had the insignia, right?
Yes.
All right, so basically, and where upstairs, if you could point it out on the map?
If you were, is there no in betweens? You can actually see the upstairs in this one.
I see the Explorer version, the grayed out scale.
Oh, okay. Here.
I see. So in the upper,
Yeah, the top right.
top right. Okay, in this right here.
Yes.
All right, so I'll forward that information obviously to Thorin. Thorin, I guess.
Yeah, Thorn, his undercover name.
Thorin's undercover name is Thorin.
No, it's Thorn. You take out
Oh,
you take.
Because any more than that, fuck it, he's lost.
I forgot. What is my undercover name?
Or did you lose an R?
I lost an R and an I.
Oh man.
It's hard to see without the eye. Couldn't help it.
Oh, that's awesome.
How do I change my my name so I can have a fake one?
You just-
hit the cog on your when you select your
Oh,
character.
I
hit
see
the
it,
cog
yeah.
wheel.
Thorn's gonna point upstairs and start heading that way.
Would you like me to look like your commander?
Oh, damn, it's right first.
You know what? Yeah, we could try that first.
All right, then I will. I will basically, using the knowledge I've gained so far, just basically transform my look and adjust my voice until I've got the correct timbre and pitch.
Okay.
Gordon will cast
finally.
guidance on Nasir.
So the guy who's in charge of this group, his name is Lord Kental because he's actually been knighted and so forth and given lands. He's Captain Kental of the group there, and his name to all the troops that they just call him the Brutal. So I'll just put that down in the chat real quick.
All right, the Brutal.
Thorn knows this guy?
Of him, and has seen him at things, because he's an upper level officer, so when they get together and stuff, he would be there.
Okay, but Thorn's always a common troop, right?
Right.
And,
Thorn hasn't even served in his company. He doesn't even know these people.
No, Thorn
he knows of them.
seen them out and about. They know what it looks like. He couldn't give you any personality cues or anything like that to act like.
You're on your own, buddy. You usually work magic.
I don't like how there's a lot more tokens there than I expected.
Mal's gonna be stealthy, as he can be, around with everybody else.
Yeah, I know.
How the hell do you even get up there? Do you walk across those damn boards?
Yeah.
What the?
This is fucking janky.
Hey,
So
James,
yes, they're over there. Yes, go ahead.
Gary can't pass through those gates. I'm gonna pull one in. Could you?
Oh yeah,
solve
sorry.
these-
Of course he
these
has that.
massive-
Here's Gary. Yeah, I look forward to the new token one. Oops, because it actually moves the actual token. It's not activating and deactivating across pages like this one.
All right, so just to be clear, when Willie was there, did he see basically a bunch of people like gearing up in full plate?
Yes, he saw two guys in plate. One of them that had the logo and stuff on them. Now that you're talking to him, you can get the additional details and stuff on it. That there were other people there, and they were here. He didn't stay around too much to know what they were doing. They were just standing around. Looks like maybe they're having sex or something.
All right, so there's a lot more people here than we expected.
Yes, there's also somebody over in that top left area.
Is there any? Can I get basically like all the people in the building here? I feel like basically I feel like Willie would have at least basically looked at these guys and went, "Hey, only one's got the symbol, but the rest of them are heavily armed and armored."
Sure, let's go with there. And the walls came down. So to the left is the bottom floor, and to the right is the ceiling.
So basically, the people that are lying down sleeping and the people up top are the only people in the building besides ourselves.
Yes.
All right. Then I'll say to Thorn, sorry. This, I believe this is probably one squad out of two. If you wish to take them out, perhaps this would be best to do it here quickly and quietly. If you before they can join the second squad together, but it's up to you.
Hey James.
Mm-hmm.
Approaching the enemies, I'm gonna ask the knife which one of them is the strongest.
Okay. And I didn't put walls on here, so just pretend and work along with the walls and floor as you move around.
Okay.
But you can sort of see the
Gotcha.
walls. So you really can't
I know.
see those people. But the walls here are so broken and fallen apart that you can sort of see through the walls and see figures of people. So I'm not worrying about that part.
And since we weren't particularly stealthing at this point, everything's so creaky. They probably know there's a bunch of people trooping up the stairs towards them too.
Yeah. So anyways, with all that said, Metalhead the mercenary, what are you doing?
I'm asking the knife which one of these people is the strongest out of this group.
That's a good question. I think it's the clerk. Yeah, the lady who's doing bookkeeping over in the corner.
Alright, once Nasir passes by, I'll whisper that to him. That it's this lady's the strongest out of all of them, according to the knife.
And at this point, then she hollers out, "Hello?"
Hello?
And starts stepping out. "You all have business here. We're a little early, Randy bastard."
And I will actually shoulder past imperiously.
Okay, Thorin, how much do you weigh again?
Oh God, la 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 la.
Oh no.
All right. Well, Thorn weighs 248 pounds without his heavy plate, and then everything else that's on him as well.
All right, so yeah, the boars start. You can tell as you're going out. Go ahead and make a intelligence roll. Just to even notice at a target 15, you realize, yeah, it's probably not going to hold me. I wouldn't even go that high. 12.
These guys in here all have heavy plate on too, and are, I'm assuming.
Thorn
Yeah.
does not think about that.
Okay, so now it's just a dex roll as you go across. As you start going after, you start feeling that some of these boards are far weaker than the others, and it takes some quick action to move on to ones that don't fall apart.
Is it a deck save?
Yeah. Easy enough.
12?
Easy enough. It's just a 10.
As he's
Okay.
walking across, that lady who called out,
What kind of fucking goddamn walkways are these?
She puts her hands on her hips. Well, I don't goddamn remember inviting you up here in the first place.
Touche.
he puts his hands.
And she sort of just looks at you on the side, a little bit of a cocky attitude look. Hey, kids, knock it off. Company, she says. And there's some rustling and stuff from the room with all the knights were at. So, what do I owe the pleasure? As she starts sort of moving forward, trying to cut you off before you get to the door.
How much time, James, is left until those crows start flying?
15 minutes?
15 minutes? Thorn answers up.
I'm assuming you run this place.
Yeah, as much as it is. I watch out for the girls.
Thorn's gonna kind of bring her in closer before Nasir walks into the room.
Listen, there's some stuff about to go down. If you could pull your girls out of the room.
Raise an eyebrow and went,
Look, we're not going to cause any trouble in here. They might. That's why I ask.
understand completely. Kids, leave your toys. Come on. And two absolutely beautiful people, adult people, come out. A young woman and a young man. Look like they might be slightly elven, maybe half elf, and they come following out.
Do we really have to clarify that?
We do, because the last two characters we described as were described as being beautiful were all the children.
Yes. So these ones are adults. And they come out. They're putting clothes back on, the sort of strapping things back on. The woman's wipes her mouth, sort of wipes some makeup off or something. Okay. Thank you for the warning. Children! And she starts clapping as she's yelling ahead. She gets to the edge and just jumps off and lands down below.
Badass.
And starts ushering everybody out.
So this is all.
You guys are all on the second floor. That drops to the first floor. Sorry.
Got it.
So like right now, you're on the edge of some pieces of wood where you're at. There you go. Actually, you would have been in the air. There you go.
As they leave, Thorn's gonna nudge Nasir.
All right, Captain.
They both do the same thing. They jump down the side, hanging off the wood and falling to the floor, and head on out. All right. So the building's cleared with 10 minutes to go.
Then Nasir will leave.
Nigel, I'm gonna go around the outside of the building.
Orden will use minor illusion to right here create a small image of a clock that's 15 minutes before the hour, just as a reminder. I don't think we want to throw down before that time frame, or we'll have lots more problems.
So actually, a question: when by Regal saying that when the crows fly, is that something like has happened every morning here?
No.
At a certain time?
No.
Okay, so it's not something I could theoretically replicate because I don't know what's going to happen exactly. And they did say there would be some drums, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, but in theory, these guys are it's probably their first time here, so they probably don't know what it means either.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Then I'll basically just lean myself up against Thorn and basically cup my hands around his ear holes, I guess. Says,
Ooh.
we could start this fight.
Ear
now.
flaps.
We can start this fight now, or attempt to get information from them. What do you want to do?
I'd prefer to have information.
Yeah, if we could see why they want us.
I think we're gonna have way bigger problems if we start this fight before
I-
the creep goes.
We should wait.
No.
Get information
I'm not
now.
there to hear that though, so that's just me
Oh yeah, no.
talking out my ass.
Yeah, Thor, he wouldn't want to get us at the side of the law.
Yeah,
Or
Nasir's going.
laws, loosely law said laws.
Nasir's going to use basically minor illusion to make the sound of basically crows cawing and the sound of basically loud drums coming from outside the window. So they think
Flowey
it was
is the
on.
one that is gonna know though, and she's the one that's gonna regulate.
That's fine. If they just decide to attack us before the time start, we're allowed to defend
Oh,
ourselves.
I see what you're saying. To get them to attack. I feel
Them
you.
to attack us beforehand,
I
trick
feel
them,
you.
then they're in the wrong. But yeah.
Yep, I got you.
But Thorn wants to talk. So
Okay, what are you gonna do, Thorin?
all right, in the
I
captain
love that.
Tripping everybody up.
in the captain's voice, how's a captain talk?
I mean,
Hey, Metalhead, make a
would Thorn know that? And he's
Medicine-
seen him. I don't know.
medicine roll.
No, he was talking over breakfast, I assume, not just being quiet.
I assume he'd probably, I mean, tip the James of that.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
don't
asking.
think I got it.
Okay, so what were you asking? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm asking. I'm assuming that basically that that Kentil was basically talking with the people over breakfast, where he was, correct?
Say that. Who? Sorry.
Lord Captain Kentil was talking
Oh,
with people
yes.
in the field over breakfast, so I overheard what he sounds like. So that's why I'm asking you, what does Kentil sound like?
Oh, okay. A deep barrel-chested northerner from like when they have someone from the Isles type of thing. So sort of a slightly Scottish accent to him and big-chested.
All right, then I'm gonna basically motion to Thorin and Rick here to come after me. I'm gonna just march up into there.
All right. Go ahead and make a medicine check, Lord
Okay.
Captain. They're probably not alive.
As in dead or undead?
As in dead. They've been fed on for the last few hours.
Oh shit.
Damn.
So they're you could, if you wanted to save one, you could, but that's where they're at. They're on bleeding out level.
Oh, are they both?
Both of them. Both of them they're different folks. Their armor is half on, half off type of thing. It looks like someone was pleasing themselves while they were killing them.
All right. Just out of curiosity, then. So, then he'll go. I will go to the first one, and cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
And then I'll go to the second one and try and cast the same and see if I can get him. And as I'm going to the first one, I'll be everyone in. Everyone in. Save the second one.
So yeah, Orden, as you walk in, you see this horror scene type of thing. All those episodes of
the outside of the building.
Yeah, so you're climbing up. All those episodes of Dexter are really paying off now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're climbing up. So you're over. Are you on the rooftop? Is where you're going?
He's just going right across the side from one window to the next.
Oh, okay. You could do that then. All right. You don't have to move maps for that.
Yeah, he would just walk across and poke his head in, and sees everybody inside. He'll open the window and like, "What'd you guys do?"
We found him dead.
Oh,
Um,
well, that's
the
lucky.
only means trying to honor what Nasir asked and said save the second one. The only means Orden would have was to dump a potion down his throat.
Which one has the symbol of Order of the
No,
Dawn?
The one on the left.
you can just
All right.
anyone can try and basically can try and basically use medicine.
Yeah, you do medicine.
Oh, okay, yeah, rock and roll. I will do that.
And actually, hold on.
I don't actually think I have a potion of healing on me somehow. It's been used. I need to buy some.
And actually, yeah, since Nasir can do this, he'll basically pull this healer kit out of his pouch and actually drop it on the ground as he's walking. So if someone wants to pick that up and use that for a guaranteed save, they don't have to actually roll. While he basically uses his magic on the one.
Okay, so someone else make a medicine check.
Oh, you should. No, that's the thing. They don't have to.
Good point. Good point.
Because that's the point of the healer's kit.
All right, we'll mark that off then.
20 though.
So you save those two guys. Nice. Didn't need it. You can go pick it back up again. You can
Okay,
keep
cool.
it for the next time. Damn. So yeah, so you guys bring these people back from the edge. Someone roll an even die. I don't know. Odd's the guy on the left, even's the one on the right. Okay, so the guy on the right comes to you first.
Well, okay. This only stabilizes them, so they'd come back in like 1 to 4 hours, though.
Oh, is it that long? Oh, well, if anybody
Yeah,
wants
it's
to
a
wait,
long time to be out. So at this point, basically, Kentel's going to look over at over at the two and said, "Do you want to question them? They owe us their lives now, so perhaps they'd be more receptive."
Just the one on the left.
Yeah, the one on the left.
Right. Let's see. I forget what do we what are our options for actually getting people unconscious again? I guess it's just potions, right?
Unless someone has a
Cold
healing
water?
spell of some kind.
Yeah, I think Orden does, but he's going to be wanting to save those for the actual fight. I'm
I
assuming.
don't. I don't have any healing spells. That's not what Orden does. He's only, yeah, his modifier is weak, so healing spells are pretty lost on him.
Okay. All right, then Nasir will uncork a. We'll first manacle this and tie this guy up, and then dump a potion of healing down his throat.
Okay, Mal, you find behind there. The straw is a couple of bags that have been dug in there. Hold on, the potion, and they're like the saddlebags.
Oh, he'll just open them up.
So you're flipping them open as they're over there discussing and stuff. Inside, there are saddlebags you see, which is obviously 3 potions of healing in there, as well as a looks like maybe a gem box or something with a little clasp on it. I mean,
He'll slip that one into Sam and hey, I got a potion of healing over here.
as Nasir's
feed him
pouring the
their
other one. Oh, there you go. You give him that one. Oh,
Yeah, give me one to replace mine then.
Yeah.
and then the other bag has 2 healing potions in it, a silver ornate dagger of some sort, and a pretty necklace, and then some bedrolls and stuff.
So there's a small gem box and a necklace
Oh.
and a
Silver dagger.
silver dagger.
The necklace looks like something you would buy for a sweetheart. Not really rich, but pretty. Something you know.
If nobody objects, I would love one of those potions of healing just so I have some means on me.
Oh, yeah.
No, of course.
They're what, 5 total?
Yes.
So we each get one.
There you go.
Oh, perfect.
Sweet.
Oh, and then money bags. Gold in here. Hold on, let me roll it.
Is somebody logging this on the sheet?
I'm
Yes.
putting it in Sam right now, unless you guys want to put it someplace else.
I'm also logging on the loot roll.
So 59 gold pieces and just in random coins. And then you pick up a handful of gems from, let's just say, I'll do a random roll later, but let's call it, I think there's a table for random gems, isn't there? I'll have to look that up.
So it's a handful. So it's 59 gold pieces, a handful of gems, ornate silver dagger, and healing potions, which are going to people's character sheets. And what else?
A small gem box, which Mal inspect and then open.
Okay. It has some sort of magic on it, but more like a preservation thing. And inside it, it's got like about 2 dozen those little berries. What do you call them again?
Good berries?
Thank you.
Berries only last 24 hours.
But there seemed to
Okay.
be something magical about the little box.
Remember
cool.
we found those glowing berries in the wild?
Vaguely.
It's like one of the very first ones where we got swallowed by the toad.
That's what I'm about to add.
Yeah, those are like
he was
those
he
like
wasn't
natural
looking
berries.
at the berries.
Yeah. I'm assuming those are like natural berries, and this is basically a chest to preserving so they don't go bad.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, Orden was inside a toad once.
Yep. It's like I didn't see any goddamn berries.
How many good berries are inside there?
It's like 2 dozen.
Orden also convinced an ogre that he was going to steal his lunch and made him chase him randomly around the battlefield.
Yes. The things you do when you're first and second level.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
An
gem
ogre
encrusted box,
that early. Nuts.
good berries, ornate silver, handful of gems, gold pieces, and the potions. All right, all logged. All right then. So when this here's going to drop his disguise and go back to normal before he basically pours the potion down the knight's throat and let the two talk to the guy who is manacled and tied up for security.
And that's the one on the left or the one on the right?
The one on the left with the insignia, the
Okay.
more official one.
So yeah, he eventually comes to, sputtering, "You bitch, I'll kill you!" And he comes trying to fight, swinging, and he looks around. He doesn't see anybody. Doesn't see any women, at least. And looks around. Did you get him?
Hello. Yes.
Thank
Yes, they're
God.
taken care
Got
of.
him.
Oh, I thought we were both goners.
You
Who's
were?
that? He looks over at the other guy. Who is that dumb bastard, anyways?
We don't exactly know. We assumed you two were acquainted.
No, those creatures dragged us up here.
I see. Which inn were you staying at, by any chance?
We're over at the... He stops and squints and looks at you. Hey. You're part of the order. I can tell.
Yeah, he's here with your boss. Open your feckin' eyes.
You want to try some sort of deception or charisma check there? To counter his trying to figure out what's going on? Otherwise, he just gets to go shoot for a DC.
Yeah, not really. No, I don't think I have anything to say.
Nope, I'm not the liar.
It's more like I can't think of one. It's like, no. I'm no longer with, I'm not with the Order.
Well, luckily he's not that high. Oh.
Does Nasir
He just you can...
Isn't it a challenge check or something? Nasir's charisma, deception, I think.
Nasir's not the one talking, though.
Yeah.
It's going to
It's
be
not gonna be.
Metalhead.
Well, right, but he doesn't see his boss standing right there?
Nope, I can't.
No, Nasir dropped his
Yeah,
guns.
Nasir dropped that.
Oh,
So go ahead,
sorry.
Metalhead, and make a roll anyways. He just did a straight intelligence roll, so you could do straight charisma, I guess.
No.
You're worried about. Looks over. I didn't know we had another platoon here. That's fantastic. Oh, we're going to need all of them. You know, those bastards are out here somewhere. I don't know what they look like, though.
We weren't informed. We were just told to supply support. What's going on here?
Oh, there's just a couple of stragglers that need to be cleaned up before we move out.
Stragglers?
Well, they might recognize us, and we can't let the word get out we've been through.
I see.
Why are we hunting down these stragglers?
And now you get to make a deception check. As he looks over at you and squints and tries to see what's on your shoulder. You see him leaning over as he's looking at the badge on your shoulder.
I just put that in
14.
there for flavor, but
Yeah.
I will absolutely make it. Deception.
And no, not that Orden. That was
Oh,
Thorin. Thorin's standing there with the armor, and he said he had the emblem on the shoulder, and
Yeah, it's on the shoulder. Yep.
but so does
I'm
this guy
not-
too. So it's all right. It just has to see if he needs the company and all that. All right, I look close to his sheet. Yeah. The hell was that? It's weird. Some weird whispery voice must be on random back there. Okay, 12. You're good. It's not his percent. Maybe because he was on the edge of death a couple minutes ago. He's not really catching on what's going on. So what were you saying again, Thorn, before I got so distracted?
You're all good. He was just trying to clarify why we were actually hunting down these stragglers.
So why are we actually hunting them down?
Just to stop the information from getting back. Once word gets back to what's happening in Lielon, back up to Neverwinter, it's all over. He's going to send down a big old patrol.
Were you in Leyland?
We were. Didn't leave much. Yeah, we're out. There's another group holding out the road, trying to make sure that nobody gets through on the high road.
Humor me. What happened at Leyland? We just showed up. We're trying to get caught up on everything.
Oh, it just wasn't working out. The other team was bossing around a lot, and then we just met this new lady who came in, and she sort of just had the right answers and knew where things were going, and she showed us how there's bigger things going on than just being in some military company. Something's trying to crack open the world, and we don't want to be on the wrong side. And so we just joined in, and so these guys they gave us a new name, and so we're like the followers of the voice now, and so that's our new group, and so we're just put some other troops, and then we're going to head to the coast and meet up.
I see.
So, wow, that sounds like a pretty good deal. You always want to be on the winning side. But how do you?
Exactly.
The coast is a pretty big place. How the hell are you going to ever find where you're supposed to meet? That doesn't seem right.
Well, the voice seems to lead some of the guys. There must be a powerful old mage on the coast there, and so we just follow them. They know, and it just sort of tells them. Sometimes it tells others, but we're all being guided.
I see. Were there any other survivors other than the two you're looking for?
Oh yeah, second and third squad.
All right.
All right, so just to recap, make sure I'm writing all this down correctly. The Burning Dawn are now basically essentially have been essentially joined up with the as mercenaries to the voice below, and now
A platoon of it did. A platoon. The Burning Dawn's a large organization.
Yeah, so basically the traitors, the traitorous ones, and they're basically going to follow a couple of people who are guided by the voice to wherever they're going to rendezvous on the coast.
Yeah, and some witch lady who showed up.
But we can assume these are the ones who massacred the other half.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I look over at Nasir. Like, is he gonna ask anything else? Should we even ask anything else?
Seer just gives like a subtle shake of his head.
All right.
Dorn speaks up.
Sorry, may I ask one more question? Where did the other survivors? You have an idea where the other survivors have made it, or a location where they're at? We would love to hunt them down and help.
You mean second, third squad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're up in those inns up in the north east side of town.
Oh, I see. So they're not with us then? Second and third squad?
No, they're here in town. I mean, they're not here in the building. I got dragged in here by those.
No, I mean they're not hunting down the survivors as well. Second and third squad.
Oh, they will be. They were waiting for something. I don't know, some sort of drum, some sort of signal, and then we get to go out and kill everything.
Oh, I see. Good to know. All right.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Wait for the drums. Well, better, you
yes,
better
and
just wait to see us attacking something.
yes. Hold on, and Dracure will walk behind him and sort of lift him up. Let's get you out of these cuffs, and then punches him in the back of the head and knocks him out.
Okay.
Yeah, Thor's gonna start kicking it as well.
Yeah, he's got like 8 hit points. So it'll take you a few hits, but that'll be funny.
All right. Well, I suppose that's what's going on in the town then.
And Nasir will sort of look at Rakir dead in the eye and be like, "Oh my, that was very violent. Should we have done that?" I jest. So he pulled out a dagger. This one betrayed you. Shall I kill him?
I don't know. It seems like they're mind controlled or something at the moment.
No. He is simply he is controlled by his own greed. That is what happened.
I see.
Yes, this. I do not believe I told you this before, but the voice below is another one of the actors who is attempting to influence the events on the coast here. This is the one we do not know much about, so this is very interesting. I would definitely like to learn more about who this witch is, who is going to lead them. And because of that, I am very concerned about who they are because we know so little.
Yes. We'll leave this man here for now. Strip him of his gear. There's not much he'll be able to do without it.
I see.
You've already got one guy on you right now. You're still dragging around the other guy, aren't you?
No, just leave him in the bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess just
Selecting him for Heather.
yeah, just flip him over, hog tie him up tight, leave him there.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, we should probably just drop them outside somewhere in an alleyway. I'd prefer not to. If we leave them here, the succubi are definitely going to come back. And
Oh no. I understand what you're concerned, but if we leave them outside, the others may find him.
I see. All right
Yes,
then.
I do not wish to have to fight this man if we can avoid it. Since you don't want to kill him, of course.
Yes. Well, I guess we'll just have to take our chances.
I mean, I assume they will not be back to do anything else until later in the evening, until after their altercation is done. They left to be safe. They will not be back where there's a chance to be attacked.
Yes, and I suppose I don't know how succubi work. Are they full now? Is that like eating? All right. Well, let's go under that assumption.
Or no, did they? Let me go first, so you big heavy people don't break the only way out.
I'll second that. He goes quickly behind us here.
I'll stick to the ceiling.
Is there anybody downstairs?
No, I mean the bodies are still there on the map because I didn't remove them, but no, there's nobody there.
Okay. So he will start carefully making his way out of the rickety ass building.
Gordon says, "Not a very successful brothel from the looks of things."
An all too successful brothel.
Indeed, I think they get what they need from here.
I don't think they have many repeat customers.
Well, these people are not dead. They're just women that are sleeping. Mal, on the way out, go ahead and make one perception check.
Okay.
Since you're with your fancy helmet. Nope, not an advantage. Works perfect. Okay. Nothing special, just more details of this weird-ass place that you really don't need to know. So, you're better off not knowing.
Gross.
All right, let me move our giant clock to the next level.
This point's got to be getting really close.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, what next?
I got 5 minutes left, basically.
At this point, I suggest we get wherever we want to be when the fun starts. So, pick quickly.
Fuck it, I say we head straight to the fucking head of the snake. Wait outside the Thieves Guild.
Like that
It'll
plan.
be well watched outside there, though.
So be it.
All
I
right.
figure, I mean, I don't matter where we go. They're gonna be searching this town. I figure, fuck it. If you have a better idea, by all means.
I would suggest if you're going to have to do this, they're in the Pearl, the Weeping Willow, and the Thieves Tavern and the Boss. I would suggest we perhaps go upstairs to the Pearl, to the third floor, perhaps, and then when they attempt to leave, to come after us when the bells go, then we ambush them, do damage, take them out, and after that assess. We may have more coming from the Weeping Willow by then, but at least we'll not be fighting them all at the same time. We can
You want
perhaps
to fight
escape
him in
from.
that death trap inn that's full of nice, fancy, expensive things? At least let's get him outside.
Well, there is some soldiers inside the Pearl. Sorry.
You just want to
Honest-
fireball.
Honestly, Jake didn't seem to mind when we fought in his tavern, so yeah, it's right here. We could potentially make some preparations and fight in there again.
If you wish to ask him if he's okay with the fight, then we can perhaps hold up there, or we can hold up in the drug den cave. But either way, I would prefer not to fight out in the open where they can all swarm us. They have the numbers. We do not wish to give them the advantage. That is basic fighting man knowledge, right?
And you know how I would just handle it, just so you guys know, burn the place down where they know that we are. I think we might want to stay as mobile as we can be. But maybe Jake's place can't burn.
Yes.
So that explains why you ran out of that city, that you caught something on fire.
Yes.
I mean, what? What do you mean?
Hey, Jake, are you in here?
It's early morning? No. It's, in fact, when you get to here, the door isn't locked, but he's not here. There's still a big old hole in the ceiling. I'd have to. You're ahead of me. I have to switch maps.
If the brownies haven't fixed it yet.
Yes. There's a Nasir corpse in here.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, that's my my fake Nasir. As well. If we want to basically unleash destructive magics, then I suggest we get away from the buildings. But that will probably mean putting us ourselves out in the open, where again everything can fire at us at once. I do not like those odds.
Well, Nasir, I would suggest we have everyone who's going to be shooting at range maybe get on top of a building of some kind.
I think what he's suggesting is that we all go in the building.
Well,
Yes,
if we're
we
going
take
to be
place.
using destructive magics.
Yes, that is the problem. But it also keeps them from using destructive magics too, because they do not wish to kill innocents or hurt anyone. So it limits both sides. And I think with their numbers, that aside from fireball, we will have the advantage in that fight. Correct?
I think Mal's got a point. Fireball notwithstanding, because it's very likely not going to be a tool in this battle. If all they want is us dead, they get that in one fell swoop by just burning the place down. I don't know if that goes against the deals in the contract.
I don't necessarily trust that they won't unleash destructive magics on us.
Thorn, I think we're about to run out of time. How much do you hate these guys? I guess
I
what
hate
I'm
'em,
saying is, should we
but-
just go take out the ones in the Pearl and then get to Jack's, or if we want to go there, or to a different area?
Well, you're saying attack the ones in the Pearl once the shit goes off.
Well, how many are in there?
How many?
3.
Well, how many?
I
How many
believe.
were when Willie did his second round? How many were actually there that he saw arming up?
With uniforms that had the emblems. Now that you know what the emblem is, you mean?
Yeah.
None. That's some other organization.
Okay. So my initial information is basically useless then.
The down to 2 locations, the Weeping Willow and the Thieves Tavern, still have units that have not been thrown out, or whatever you want to say.
Okay, so
Possibles. There we go.
all right. So basically, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the Thieves Tavern and the Weeping Willow are so close together that they're basically going to be once the bell goes off, they're basically both going to be able to group up with the boss super duper quick. So unless we're literally inside the Weeping Willow fighting them when it starts, we might get maybe a couple rounds to actually fight one group on their own before we're going to be face the second group. So if you want to fight them separately, we got to go to the Weeping Willow and basically take them on. If you want to fight them all together, then pick whatever other strategy you want to do.
If we can split them, I say split them.
Go to the Willow.
So we probably just have to charge. No real time for doing anything particularly careful.
The hell is that place?
What place?
Oh, I'm looking at my list of the city names, the map names, trying to find this thing. Because I don't get to use the doorways like you. I have to go still pick it on them.
Oh, no.
So they only work for you. And so when everybody's dropping, I have to go up to the menu and they're like, what map is that? Which map is that?
Probably create like an eyeball token for yourself and drop it. Unless it doesn't work for DMs.
It doesn't work for the DM. All right, so while you're going there, let me put my folks.
All right, so as we're going over there, I'd actually want to send Willie in so I can actually see what the inside of this place looks like.
Okay, you won't have much time, but at least you get a layout.
Yeah, I mean, so essentially it's.
I got to put them in here.
Holy shit.
And
that-
then,
What the hell is that?
what are you looking at? The bottom floor?
Top floor.
That's bottom floor you're at now.
Oh.
So that's the inn, the bar, the open area,
I'm confused. So is this the entrance?
It is. So you walk in that way.
Oh.
This is a stairway. The upstairs rooms have a private entrance, only entrance.
Oh.
Is through an outdoor staircase, and that's what that staircase is.
That's why I was confused. Oh shit.
Yeah, it's a weird building.
So do any people down here look like they actually have the insignias or no?
No, but as you come in, one of them, they all go, "There's one of them!" They're, yeah, and a big cheer goes up.
But,
And you.
I mean, this is Willie. So.
Oh, it's Willie. Okay, well,
Yeah,
they probably if he's visible, they see him and they make the cheer. If not, then forget that whole scene.
No, this is Willie going in invisibly. I just dropped my token there.
Okay. So as you come in, they're all watching. There is a bard casting some sort of spell that has like a picture of the town or something floating over everybody's head, and they're all drinking, watching it.
Just Willie's gonna pause for a hot second. Is it just a illusionary reproduction of the town as a tactical map, or does it actually show locations of where we are or anything else like that?
You do see some little dots on it that are moving, so you think somehow or another they're also tracking.
Are the dots moving basically like essentially where the direction the party's going?
Yeah, as well as all the other little. You see red dots and green dots all over the thing.
So is this? So this isn't tracking us specifically; it's just tracking everyone in the town.
Yeah, time's going by though. So what do you want to do? As he's studying this thing.
All right, and upstairs there's 4
And
knights.
that's where there's 4 knights and then other people who I was dragging out as you were coming onto this map.
Okay.
So there's a group of people here.
All right, well, wait till you drag them out.
Okay, well I have to go find out what their thing is.
Gordon, did you see that they go upstairs or downstairs?
I didn't. I don't know.
My encounters.
That's what I was
Come
waiting
on, come on.
to go in.
I accidentally fucking went in the building.
I was quite famous in my day. Perhaps you've heard of me.
What that is. All right. Well, don't worry about this. There's people up here. Well, what would you like to know about them? You don't need to see their tokens till they get there.
How many and what types? Obviously, and where are they?
There is how many people is this? 10 folks total. 2 of them look like non-combatants. A couple of them look like they are. 2 of them look non-combatants. 2 are probably skirmishers, and the other 4 are heavies, all in plate.
Okay, so essentially downstairs we have a lot of basically rogues, magic users, and a group of orcs, right?
A group of orcs, a group of goblins, and some human thugs.
As well
A
as
bunch of human thugs, and then a giant ogre who just looks like he might be the bouncer.
All right, and upstairs.
And the ogre's reading a book.
Cute. Upstairs we have mainly knights, correct?
Yes, until I get a chance to drag out the other guys, which is the
And-
archer, and then a female archer that you recognize from a long time ago.
Oh, she's over there?
Yeah, she's over in that room with this other knight. She's strapping on her. Looks like they must have had a night together, and she's strapping on her armor.
Okay, 1 second. And then as we're doing this, I'm basically relaying this to everyone.
You going in upstairs or down?
I would recommend upstairs just because there's less people. And they're also basically the more heavily armed ones, so we can eliminate them quickly, I think.
Do it. He looks over at Thor and Rakir. After
Yes.
you.
And actually, just because this here is a little soft, he basically as he's going along, he's going to basically say 1 second. He's going to basically put his hand on Thorn's shoulder and grip and say, "I'll follow you for a second." Close his eyes and connect with his will-o-wisp, so he can actually speak in his own voice. And in the archer's ear, as she's getting her stuff together, you'll hear the very soft voice, "Hilgard Fletcher, you had my mercy once. The second time, you will die if you do not leave now. This is your only warning, my dear." And then just disconnect. And he calls her by name.
Alrighty, and
Rakir, you want to get in there before us, or
Yes. Yes.
no? Upstairs. The other one.
Sorry.
so is that where you are right now? Your actual physical body is right there, Adam?
Nope, that's just where my wisp was. I'm just waiting for you to tell us if you actually got there. Tell us. So does Hilgard actually react to that, or what?
Oh, are you still watching her with the wisp? Yeah, yep. She just, "Charles, it's been great. Gotta run," and she goes out the freaking window. And he's like, "Hey, but what about the fight?"
One down.
All right. So, so I guess the first question is: do we make it basically into the building without anything happening?
Well, let's see where you are. Thorin's too far because you actually went through a door and everything.
Yeah. I'm assuming basically you'll let us know basically what the deal is, and then we can arrange ourselves appropriately.
Well, you guys just move on in, and when someone gets to a point within range, I'll tell you to stop.
All right. Well, Nasir's not the first.
I'm
Nasir's not the first rank, so that's gonna be one of those two.
So we're heading upstairs. I'm assuming, right?
That's what Nasir is recommending.
Are there any
All right,
windows
Thorn's
on
headed
the
upstairs.
outside of the building?
No, you were in the right place, Thorn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just went back downstairs. Okay, I see.
Multiple windows on the east and west faces.
Well, Mal will come up and start climb up the side of the building, looking in the windows.
Okay. Yeah, just move yourself into the building and then move yourself to where you need to be. There's no walls set up inside.
Okay.
Except for the one between floors, which I'm going to take down right now. And we're not actually going to get to this fight tonight because it's too close to the end. So downstairs you hear sounds like a party going on as you guys are coming up on the building. Your celebration sounds. At this point, a couple of people start staggering out the front who are very drunk. And there's the one in the back's like, "Oh, come on, we've only got like another 3 minutes. You're leaving now?" And the other two are just laughing. "I can watch it from my room." And the other guy just looks over his shoulder, and he doesn't even know he's going. He's just drunk and following the girl. And then the final guy goes back in to watch it. "Well, screw you all. I'm going to go watch the fight." All right. Somewhere across town, then, you hear the sound of crows start roaring to the air, of just their screeching sound of these crows making as they're flying up into the air again. You can see them circling the city in this perfect formation, flying around and around and around. That's getting really damn loud. Let me turn that down.
Oh, I don't even hear anything.
Oh, funny. Okay, well, just as well. And the crows are flying around and around the building, and then finally you start hearing somewhere as well sort of an answering sound of the drums kicking in.
Now that I can hear.
Yeah, I was thinking the other one would work, but it's not going to. And then a big roar goes downstairs, and you hear a couple of cheers and stuff, and sounds like betting and drinking going on. And I guess you guys are up onto the level there. Is it? But that okay? That sounds like a good place to start. Well, where do you want to start it? So we'll just know from there. What do you want? How do you want to kick it off?
Well, once it starts, I'd like to. I can't move that far.
Well, it's going to start with the first person that aggroes them. So you keep going.
I guess the first question is basically this knight's here, right?
Yeah.
What happens when our front line starts walking past him?
Well, he hears the clunking noise on the steps. He doesn't see them because the doors are closed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, we heard the crows go off, right?
Yes. And so I'm going to draw the roads between now
and next.
Here's what I'm
doing first then, James. This person looks like some kind of enchanter, right?
Hold on all of that. You're building on information you don't got, unfortunately, because I don't have walls up. So just know that, oops, that's free Scott. That's not going to work. So you don't really see what's in the room until you come in, and the door's shut.
No, I'm talking about this area.
Yeah, there's a door.
There is?
You're on it.
No, I didn't see it.
I know. I should have put it in here.
Oh, the building isn't quite aligned with the grid. That's why.
Yeah. And there's a giant scorpion here now.
Yep. That's where going up the steps, and Nasir is going to basically cast that and have it follow behind him.
Okay. Anybody else have any other preps, and then we'll just call it there.
Yes, as we hear the crows go. How much time do I have? Do I have time to cast 2 spells or 1 spell?
Depends on the type of spell.
They're both 1 action spells.
2 spells is easy. Yeah, because you could do one coming up the stairs and the other walking across that walkway.
And if it's okay, Mal's going to go towards the nearest window.
And if you would type into the chat what you're doing, same with you, Nasir, so we'll have it for next time we get together.
Yep.
Up above you if you arcane lock that knight in.
I only had an arcane lock scroll, and I used it. But I did. It's funny you say that because I thought about that. 2 things: mirror image on himself as we're walking up the stairs, and when we get to the top, he's going to bless everybody he can see. I don't know if he can see Mal.
He never even actually went through the front door, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 of us. So I'll cast it at 2nd level. So make sure you guys put the bless token on.
Roger.
Gotcha.
Oh, I forgot to take off from last time, so.
I don't like that drum. It's too Dances with Wolves or something. That's a good one. Okay, so we will call it there then. I'll put the walls and stuff in, so when we get together, we'll have walls and windows and so forth and so on.
All right, and yeah, I'm going to cast giant sword, and then basically I think I'm also going to cast once we're upstairs, like at basically right towards this part of the stair. I'm going to actually cast minor illusion to make basically the sound coming from upstairs of basically like a gigantic demonic roar thrashing around destroying things, just basically being incredible, as terrifying as I can make the sound, to sort of possibly dissuade anyone from coming up immediately up the stairs to in case they run into that thing. We'll see what happens next.
See if you can type that in 12 words or so and put it in our little chat area for next week. I won't forget. Oh, I have the recording. Don't worry about it. Okay. Thorin and Rakir, how do you want anything you want to prep before you're at the front door anyway?
Yeah, I mean, really, we're just gonna be opening the door and walking in, so.
Yeah, just
You know,
kicking the motherfucker open.
Yeah, we can't really see what's on the other side, so
Okay. I just want to know if you had any other preps you were doing. Like, I should have drank the troll blood.
I drank it during the giant fight.
Oh, okay.
I still have mine, but
I still feel bad about that one. But Orden getting bounced off the top and then falling to the ground. It's like, damn, that's some middle school GM crap there.
It happens, man. It is what it is. That's just part of the game.
Right.
But it couldn't have been worse. There are some of the additional powers they have, which is that they can, if they grapple you, they can basically try to bite you in half. It's another giant thing. And so it's like a huge attack thing. And so, and it does 12d something damage, and then if you hit 0, you've been bitten in half. It's like, ugh.
That's terrible.
It is.
Which
But no,
swallowed.
yeah, exactly. But but that's not tonight.
By the way, I can't actually. Can I? Okay, I can access the giant scorpion sheet. Cool. So I won't need your help running it.
Cool.
Okay, good. I still can't do the giant spider, but we're not using it.
Okay. Well, type that on here somewhere, and I'll fix it between.
Okay.
Just a reminder for me. Well, cool. Sorry we ended on a non-combatant quiet note, but we definitely got something lined up for next time.
Nah, this is good. I had fun.
A lot of debating on whether or not we should kill someone today.
That's all right. That's a good choice.
It was a moral game.
I wish there was more of that in the world, rather than just doing it.
Yeah, then we can make next time like the whole battle in one shot, which would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, we could wrap the whole thing up in one night. I'd be like, shoot for that. All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm gonna head on off. We'll stop our recording.